Are you there? Are you there, God? It's me, Margaret!
What buttons am I pushing? Hey everybody, it's me, I'm Todd. We're gonna play some Shadowrun tonight. Got a motley crew. This is gonna be all spit. That's what this entire episode is all about. It's about spitting on the microphone. Alright, just a quick introduction. This is SideQuest Live. We do RPGs, actual play, mostly D&D, but also some Shadowrun. So I'm excited to be here for that. And we do podcast version of everything. It's all actual play, because I hate editing. I edit as little as possible, so sorry, folks. But anyway, I do try to make the live one as smooth as possible, too. So, one other thing. Oh, thank you very much, Yalfen, for the host very much. And you get to play today. I'm excited. Going to introduce everybody in just a second. The other thing I want to say is, catch our stuff on replay on the podcast places and on YouTube and so forth. But also, be part of it. Join us live on Twitch, and you can really this stuff up, because you get to actually influence the game. Just spend some plot points and we make it part of it. You could be a random spirit, random matrix message. You could make His Majesty stub his toe. I don't know, but we're gonna make it happen today together, because it's okay. I'm gonna admit this is pretty much the only thing I can do together. So let's be together. All right, keep it together. Okay, now I'm gonna go over and introduce everybody, and I don't know what this button does. Nope. There it is. Hi, everybody. Welcome back to the stream. Let me put the audio on. There. Now you can be herds, I think.
Wow, amazing.
It's modern technology.
Technology. Although this is nothing, because we're gonna flash forward to 2080. What is it? 2081? Game is a set number of years ahead of current, so 2080s. That makes sense, right? The
Sure.
RPG that came out in the 80s is now back in the 80s. I'm excited. I just finally did the math on
Nice.
that. Yeah. So let's meet the people at the table. Thanks for joining, and it's good to see everybody. I feel like I gave everybody whiplash, because I went from like tech to like on. So, hi everybody.
Hello.
Greetings.
I guess we'll just start going around and introduce the players and meet the characters again. And we're continuing our last game, episode 26. But if there's new stuff, I don't care. We'll retcon. So let's start up here. Darcy, start us off.
That's me. All right, great. Hi, I'm Darcy. You can find me at Darcy Bits on Twitch. I don't stream often. I think I'm going to try and start streaming regularly on Fridays, though. So that might stick. I don't know. But in this game, I'm playing Bone Mother, a dwarven shaman woman person. Yeah.
Nice.
That's about it. Yeah.
And I haven't yet put on, this is probably going to be horribly out of order, but the Scum and Villainy game. And I'm hoping to convince you to do that again, because I love me a good space opera.
Yeah, I would love to do that again. Just before the stream, we were talking about doing no prep games, which is exactly what that was. Let's just go right now. Let's just do it. Like, don't think too hard. Just go.
I'm actually going to Instagram a photo of my prep page for you guys later after the game, and you can see if it shows. We'll see. All right, let's move on. Bella.
Hey, everybody. I am playing Bliss tonight, and she is the resident technomancer. Not to be confused with the tech romancer.
Nice.
She does that too.
It happens.
Hey, man. What was it? I mean, that was like the best part from the movie Solo, if you ask me, was Childish Gambino. What's his name?
That guy.
That guy. He's awesome.
That guy.
But when he was like, he's pansexual, so he's like into droids too. I thought that was awesome. I was like,
Lando?
Go Lando. Yep. All right, let's keep going around. And we get to see Steve is back. This way. Steve is back.
Greetings all. So I return with His Excellency the Sasquatch, the adept with severe problems with technology, which are getting better. He's getting better. He sees the value of technology. Someday he'll actually use it without destroying it.
Yeah, it's definitely a case of gremlins there.
You never know if he's going to actually show up for one of these things, because you never actually know if, I mean, when does Sasquatches ever keep to schedules? Right?
It's true.
He was history's greatest hide and seek champion until he got tired of it.
All right. So we'll check that out. And he was in episode 24, but got called away. A message finally came through on his phone. He's like, "Oh, I got to take this," and he went away.
And it's like the first message that ever came through. He actually was able to click, open it, read it without the phone, ceasing to function.
Absolutely.
Which was an event in his life, right? This is
nice.
Can't ignore that.
No, that's significant. You're just like, wait, I have to take this. A Nigerian prince needs my banking info.
Yeah.
That's important. And that brings us round the horn to Yaufen. I keep pointing the wrong way. Yaufen, thank you for joining us yet again.
Hey, how you doing? My name is Yaufen. I am playing a street sham. He goes by the Dino. Doing his thing, running the shadows. And you can probably catch me on my channel, twitch.tv/Yaufen, usually every Saturday. Not sure
and I usually
Saturday,
host
but
it.
Usually every Saturday. Yeah. Getting our second shots Friday. That'll be fun.
Ooh, I'm super jealous. Not gonna lie.
I'm
just gonna smuggle myself. Smuggle myself south, and then make it happen. Just get jabbed.
Oh, you gotta get 2 jabs. Just so you know. It's not just 1, it's 2. They canceled the first one because blood clots.
It's true. But you know, if I could just jury rig a freezer. Hey, maybe that'll be the Shadowrun tonight. No, we're actually gonna continue the last one. All right.
We're in the middle of a fight last time I remember.
Honestly, I kind of forgot. I
thought we finished the fight, did we? Oh
no, we didn't.
I don't remember.
Finish the fight
I don't remember
because I took damage after the last round, and because it was like 2:00 in the morning, and we finally stopped.
Yeah, it was.
Right. All right, and it was oh crap! I should have. I was like, I got the basic gist. I don't need to review it. And then
this is definitely one of those things where it opens up and we're in this really tense situation, and it's like, oh, what's gonna happen next? And out of nowhere, His Majesty just cracks them both in the head and was like, "What I miss?" That's where the episode starts, right? And
that would be kind of perfect.
Well, so yeah, so
for getting one because there was 2. One down one hallway that I distracted for a little bit, and then another one that hit me because they were over by Bella. Because I was trying to make my way back around to make sure Bella didn't get stomped on. She's kind of
right. Yeah. See, this is why I should listen to my own stuff sometime, but I try not to. It's like, I keep telling my wife,
hard.
No, our listeners, these are actual listeners, because I don't listen to this stuff very often. And she's like, yeah, right. It's all you. So, let me load it up, and we'll take a look. In the meantime, the general recap. The team has been hired. Well, not hired. The team has gotten wind of a Shadowrun-esque competition that is being hosted by a kind of event coordinator, as it were. And the event coordinator goes by the name of, and I keep forgetting this, so I'm just going to call him Orin. Orin, an orc gentleman who's an event organizer. He hosted it at a bar, gave everybody a clue to the location of where something worthwhile is going. There is a prize. I forget exactly how much the team agreed to go for, but the prize is noteworthy in scale. You've you know you're up against other wannabes, and you also know you're up against some professionals. You've dealt with the wannabes. In fact, that's where His Majesty threw a cinder block through a dude to do that. That wasn't a misspeak either. He threw it through a dude. Anyway, after that, they went down below, down into the Orc Underground, deep down into the buried cities of sections of Seattle, just on the edge of kind of down near Renton Way. Then they ended up burrowing even further down into some pretty sealed tunnels where they've encountered some ghouls, where they battled some other Shadowrunners down there. You've also been discovered that you've been monitored this whole time. There are hollow projectors and trid cams and audio monitors, tripwire type stuff turning on cameras when you come in. Oh, I don't think you knew that, but that's how it was. And so you know that these events can be broadcast onto some ShadowNet somewhere, probably pay-per-view. You guys you didn't necessarily sign up for it, but now you know. You are if you survive, you might get some street cred out of this. Or notoriety.
Don't forget. Bliss, she found the cameras.
Oh yes,
and now she's collecting them.
Yeah. You're gonna get some pay out of this one way or another.
Absolutely. Worst case scenario, sell
or
the
salvage
footage.
and tech. Yep.
Or annoy them.
No,
She doesn't really care which comes first. It's it's Bliss.
Nice.
It was.
It is Bliss. All right, so we left off just last time. You were in the middle of a battle. I had totally forgotten that. And so we will pick up where we left off. Where now I don't even remember who's who. So let's take a look at the map and we can reconstruct it together.
Cool. You're gonna have to reveal it for us.
Oh darn it. Okay, just a sec. I'm gonna reveal all. I can't. There's no reveal all button. I suppose that makes sense.
And then select everything.
Yeah. Is it working?
I think you just darkened it instead of revealing it.
No, they changed Roll20, so now it's.
Oh, it might just be that you have to turn off global lighting or something, because right now you probably have. It's probably not a fog of war. It is. Yeah, there we go. Perfect.
There we go.
There. Good enough.
Yeah, let's see. Where is everybody?
All right, so as I recall, Bliss, who is right here with the teal circle, she was hacking away, and then Rocky, and who was played by and Flytrap, and who unfortunately couldn't make it today, were. I don't know why Sharps is there. That dude, he hasn't been here in a while. I hope Gemini's doing okay.
Gemini has taken a leave of absence.
That's fair. That's fair. Well, I do wish him well, and we'll get him off our screen. So there's a couple of people who couldn't make it today, but we'll talk about them in a sec. And for some reason, I don't have Steve on the screen yet. Oh man. Anyway, we'll get him on here in a minute. So anyway, quick recap. We got Bliss, who was here just under attack by a cyber ninja type dude, and then Dino came rushing in to help her. Bone Mother, meanwhile, melted a couple of ghouls down in the other room. Dino had been facing off against another attacker down at the end, but swiftly immolated them.
Yeah, I ignited that one down here in a corner, and then I was rushing back up over in this area because I was going after this one because they hit me with electricity.
Mm-hmm.
I was trying to get to Bella to get her at least some cover.
Absolutely. So
since I am from Orient, she can literally hide behind me.
Now, I believe, if I recall correctly, just as you... I don't know why that's not working. Just 1 second.
Because I came around the corner, and that's when the ball lightning hit.
That's the thing, right? So you've discovered, hey, look, it's a caster. Good times. So ball lightning just zapped the entire crew. And
it was all pretty well resisted, though.
Yeah, but nonetheless, you're up. You do now know for sure that you are up against a magic user, which is always a good time. Yeah, nothing wrong with that. Because the joy of Shadowrun is you gotta cover all different angles, man. All right. So is that a good enough recap? Everybody feeling happy about that?
Sure. Where do you want to start?
All right. How about we start with roll initiative?
Okay, we're just gonna go jump into this killing one person thing. Sure.
Well, one that we know of.
That's true. I mean,
all right, roll initiative, everybody.
This was not his plan.
That's all good. It's all good.
How do I initiative? Do. Is there a button? There it is. Nice. 10. I think that's what I got last time.
I forgot about that. I actually have a sheet here. I rolled a 6. I got a 12.
Nice. All right, Dino, you got 12.
I thought we'd finished. I remember scooping up some bones at the end of last session.
Well, you were scooping up zombie bones or ghoul bones.
Yeah.
I gotta replenish my bones. I'm gonna run out of bones if I don't get more.
Bone.
All right. Oh,
Whoop.
Bella.
We lost
Bella fell off. Fell off the interweebs. That's all right. She'll be back.
Yep, she's just hiding.
All right, what'd you get there, Steve?
27.
Is Matt 27. Dear God. All right.
It helps.
Guess who the Sammy is? Well, adept, I suppose.
Yeah, though I mean, part of that comes from the adept skills.
Absolutely.
Ability, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Adeptiness.
And
aptitude.
we'll get Bliss in there once she comes back. In the meantime, I guess we'll start here. Oh, here she comes back. Fantastic. All right, so here's where we're going to start. The electricity that just shocked the entire room. I'm not even in the right spot. I'm in Steve's spot. Now I'm confused.
Once the cam comes back on it.
Yeah, I'm just trying to get it all on.
It's okay. We're all messed up.
Happened.
It's all good. I'll just do this without the
fine.
Hey,
What?
you get the kind of entertainment you pay for.
Yeah, exactly. You want this to not be Terabad? You're gonna have to fork over. No, I'm just kidding. This is just.
Yeah, don't say that. Then we might actually have to step up the quality. Nobody wants to do that.
All right, we'll fix it in
What
post.
is the quality thing you keep talking about?
Kalite.
Yeah.
All
That's what I'm saying.
So, anywho, as I was saying, you are all just the hairs on the back of your neck bone, mother, are just like from the pure static electricity nearby. I know you didn't get hit. I'm describing the effect of being near it but not in it. Everyone else that caught in it, Flytrap in her corporate kind of dressed down uniform thing, Rocky, the orc street sam / driver, they're all just sparks playing over them and just zapping the crap out of them. Bliss just managing to drop next to the there's a workbench and you take cover underneath that, thankfully avoiding the worst of it. Dino, however, walking right into the midst of that and just thankfully you are a pretty big tough troll, so you managed to soak a fair bit of that and not be too badly damaged. This elven mage is he's kind of like a combat mage. He's got the classic katana over one shoulder. He's got the hand extended, this intense look on his face, and this smile being like, yes. Steve, what would you do?
What wouldst thou do?
What wouldst thou do in a scenario where you saw a potential threat? Any threat? What's your default go?
depends on how far away I am from the threat. So I'm seeing my comrades being attacked by a magey type of person.
You are, and in fact, you have just come around the corner. I don't remember what we were using for your mini, so we're just gonna put a giant thing somewhere. Hold on.
Yeah, knowing where I am would help make.
You
decision.
are right there. On the
And
map.
where's which one of these things is
The guy
bad
with the red dot.
Okay. How far away am I? That looks
About
like
20 feet.
Yeah, I was gonna say it looks like 4 meters or so. Are those some of those squares are? Or those
Yep.
aren't really.
They're about 5 feet, 2 meters close to 2 meters.
So how fast? How much ground can I cover in an action?
All of it.
I know because he moves pretty fast.
Yep, you are
and
not a slowpoke.
24 plus 2 meters land movement, but that's over what time? Is that a combat turn or
That's a combat. That's
full-
a pass.
a pass?
That's per move. That's what you can move.
And there's like
Yeah.
levels of it, right? If you do your full
Yeah,
movement, it's
so
like
essentially-
counts as running, and if you don't, you're just
Yeah.
walking or something. Yeah.
Right. So he would, His Majesty would know whether or not he can get there in time. And if he can get there and do a claw swipe in a single turn, he'll do that. If not, he'll just pick something up and throw it at him.
You can do whichever one you
throw.
want.
Well,
You know,
I've already
he's-
done some throwing. I've already exploded someone with cinder blocks. So I'm going to, pop the claws while I run and just kind of like neck him with my into the neck. Koochish!
all right, make your roll. So you go. So in the dark, with the sparks, your eyes and the smell of the ozone just fading away from everybody, you're all just like, oh, and out comes this like out of the darkness comes this fast-moving, incredibly furry figure comes barreling down directly behind this thing. This elven mage dressed in street leathers and he's kind of looking pretty cocky. Around the corner comes His Majesty and just tears into him. What'd you get?
Oh, hang on. I gotta activate my in the process because I get more dice for this. My attribute boost.
Sure, it was active.
Yeah. Okay. So
Actually,
I get
you know
some-
what? Actually, hold on. You can activate that, but you would miss this pass. Or you can just go for it. It's your call, man.
This one I'll just go for it.
Okay.
I still have a lot of dice.
You got you've got an epic ton level of. By the way, if you're ever playing Shadowrun, you're gonna need some D4s or D6s.
D6s.
What D4? I just think I
Where
just
did
lost.
you get D4s from?
Oh
my god.
my brain, man.
Oh
I'm
my
sorry. I feel like I've failed you all. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I just lost. I think I have to turn in my Shadowrun books now, don't I? I feel
Yes, I think
horrible.
so.
For
No
having a
D4
verbal
five.
typo.
Shadowrun badge. Turn it over now.
Yeah. Oh man. And Yaofed knows what he's talking about. Now I lost my badge.
Okay. After all of that, 6 hits.
6 hits. Okay. Let me just roll some resistance
How do
here.
I calculate the damage on that?
Oh man, I'm gonna need my advanced dice roller. I always
Check
forget
your
about.
unarmed attack and your gear under weapon.
Yeah, because there's something about the claws are
Yep.
something.
Natural weapon.
Oof.
Claws should be listed under natural weapon, and it's usually plus something.
Oh, in gear. No. Melee and other weapons?
Okay. So what was the
Claws,
damage?
claws. There they are.
6
Oh,
hits.
I-
You definitely hit. You caught him totally
Yeah.
by surprise, coming around the corner.
Oh, hang.
So the dude got 3 hits on a dodge.
Yeah.
That was actually his body resist. I should roll his dodge as well. Just 1 sec.
Well, that's if he hears them coming. Because
Well,
if
that-
they don't hear him coming, then they don't get a dodge.
That's true. So it's just straight up bot. Like this dude just like a Sasquatch in the woods wang dangling around a corner, just running out, grabs into this guy, and just oof.
How did he fit his fat ass through that little skinny hole? Is what I want to know coming around that corner.
Hey
I
man,
just wanna know.
are you questioning the Sasquatch?
No,
He
I
does
don't
have-
question him as
He does have traceless walk as well, so
Yeah, no, he's
You wouldn't hear him.
yeah, there wouldn't be a sound. The only sound you would hear is him coming out of nowhere and this guy flying.
just
it would
the
be like
roar.
maybe
Boom. All right, and so what's the damage?
8p.
Ooh, that's gonna hurt. All right, the dude does have
Plus
some
another
armor.
3, so that's 11.
All right,
11
no.
blocks damage.
Actually,
Oh.
I should have rolled. Hang on, I should have rolled 2 extra dice for that because
Okay, roll him up.
it's on there for some reason.
Okay,
Why?
go for it.
Todd, what was the first roll? You rolled 12 dice.
That was
What?
the
One
damage
extra.
soak. Oh, sorry.
That was the damage soak.
Yeah, that was the damage soak. So forget the
so
second
he
roll.
only got 3 hits.
Yeah,
right?
so
Okay.
yeah, that's
So-
8.
What? 1 extra out of those 2.
So the former ancient's mage just took 8 physical. Oh, sorry, 9 physical. Ooh. And where do you want him to land, Steve? Just roll a d6 for me.
I'm thinking Darth Vader, Obi-Wan Kenobi scenario.
Go on.
Straight down.
Just. All right.
Yeah, it's kind of like
Collapse
swipe.
right at the table.
Yeah.
Actually, there is a workbench right there. You could throw him over it, or you could throw him on it.
Oh, he's getting bent over the table. Oh,
Well,
there's
my this isn't a grab. This is like a 5-finger slice through the neck.
Oh, okay, nice.
Gotta get
All
me
right.
a good throat in there.
Roll a d6 for me, just a single
Like-
d6.
5.
5. Okay.
Directional.
One.
Oh yeah, directional.
Oh, and a
Right.
d
Got it.
and a d8. Too. Oh, I'll roll the d8.
There's no D8s in.
All right.
What a D8 for?
Bam!
What
The
is
guy
wrong with
ends up
you?
bouncing. It's grenade scatter. It's the only one that exists for.
Oh, yeah.
It's a thing.
But that's
So
not a
he ends up
grenade.
He ends up bouncing off of the workbench, being flung backwards across it, blood just spraying Dexter style halfway across the room. Dino, you get like a couple of droplets on your face. And this mage gets tossed, bounces off the workbench, and ends up scrambled, just clutching onto the old metal railing at the top of the stairs leading, down the short steps down to where the rest of the group is currently standing. All right, that is your pass. Coming up
Come on,
next,
Somebody fall down, go boom.
he's barely up on his feet, like just half crouched, holding onto this railing. Dino, you're up
You'll last
next.
longer. Okay, this guy hit me with electricity, and I am here. So, yeah, I'm just gonna run up to him. Like, can I move my guy? No, I can't. Guy. Oh wait, there we go. Man, roll 20's acting weird for me today.
It knows you're cheating on it.
It's just the way it's moving. Weird. All right.
Oh, the
I'm gonna
internet's been
there.
a thing. Okay,
Yeah.
so you move you're standing on the lower section, so he's about almost 4 feet up, 4 or 5 feet up, but not
I'm
from you
8
because you're
foot
very
6,
tall.
so-
So you're
I'm
pretty
8
much
foot
eye
6.
to eye because he's
I'm just
crouching.
Yeah, because I'm gonna grab him and do knockout.
Nice. Make your rolls.
Let's see. Yeah, 4-6 sounds good.
All right. He does have some counterspelling.
Can I counterspell his counterspell?
This isn't Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah, I know. Bam, 6 hits. So that is my drain's great.
Nice.
So he's got to roll his willpower. Okay, if he rolls his counterspell, which he can take depending on how you're ruling this, 5th edition counterspelling, it is technically a pool. And you can take these dice and add them to the willpower roll to resist the damage.
Yeah.
That's the 5th edition version. I think it sucks. 4th edition is essentially he rolls the counterspelling, okay, against the spell casting. So if he rolls his counterspelling and gets 6 hits, it completely
It just
negates
doesn't
the
happen.
spell.
Yeah.
Now, if he rolls his counterspell, and this is the 4th edition version. If he rolls the counterspelling and he only gets less than 6, then he still has to roll his willpower against what's left from that roll. But it is up to your discretion on how you want to do it.
I think I'm just going to go with the standard it adds onto his will.
Yep, you
And
can
we'll
do it that
call
way
it a
as well.
day. And he doesn't
Okay.
have that high a dice for it. So, well, I mean, it's better than not. Oh,
Yeah!
oh my gosh. Look at all those ones. That is 0 hits. And not quite a glitch, but on the way. 4 ones. He needed to get 5. One more 1, and that would have been a full-on critical glitch. All right. Ooh. Hey, Sarah Fevriel. Thanks for dropping by. Fantastic. Yeah, play on with the Final Fantasy. That's awesome. All right. So, this poor ancient ganger mage was going to make it big in the world. His partner just burning away, cinder just down the way. And now he just electrocuted you and thought he was all hot crap. And then this monster came out of the dark, threw him halfway across the room, shredded his back. And then another massive troll walks up and just grabs him by the face. And just
sleep.
boom, and bounces, just for flavor, bounces his head off the railing at the same time. Just bang! And then a little flash. There's this sudden, like slight percussive sound, but it doesn't make a sound. It's just your soul can hear it in the room. And you see this ever so slight flicker of light from beneath the massive palm of your troll street samurai friend. And this dude
Shiny.
is out.
He's out? He's out cold?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's a slight dagger slip across the throat, and I'm going to roll the body.
All right.
'Cause that's the deal I made with the group. I don't take anything from their prize for getting the football. I just take whatever's on the bodies of the people we run across.
Totally fair. Totally fair. So, by the way, I don't have my monitor on, so if I suddenly start sounding different, like if I suddenly start sounding like this, you're going to have to let me know. Anyway, so absolutely, the combat is neutralized. The other person, they're screaming in the dark, has finally stopped. It's quiet. You hear the moisture dripping in this old utility chamber. Bliss peeks out from around the corner.
I'm looking over Bliss. You okay?
Okay. Yep. Oh, that wasn't fun. Ouch.
I am going... Who needs healed?
Oh,
I-
no, don't do that. He needs it, but don't.
Oh, he's dead. I'm slowly putting the knife away as the blood just leaks down the stairs. I don't think he's coming back.
I'll slip off towards the burning body if everything sort of seems settled up top.
Yeah,
Just to
seems.
go, check on them, make sure they're dead and everything.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think
Oh,
I'm
man.
still invisible. I don't think I ever broke that from last time.
No,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
It's like
I'm-
standard physical invisibility. It's not camera stuff.
So I would
Right.
still see you.
Or it's
Yeah.
not physical. It's the other one. It's
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to cast a heal on myself. Because...
it's
I
the
wonder
like illusory
His Majesty
invisibility.
would
as
even
opposed
notice
to,
you're doing
like,
that.
Whoa.
you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So I'm
All
further
right.
down there. I don't know if you've noticed there, but I'm like over here. So I'll take a look at this body.
Yeah, so you go down and you have to kind of kick out the last of the flames as the body is still a little bit
Mhm.
on fire, but they
Yeah.
are definitely dead. You can go ahead and, so Yelfen is busy healing. You look around and Flytrap and Rocky, Flytrap was kind of bashed around in the electricity. She had been in the Matrix at the time. So electricity plus Matrix feed at the same time doesn't generally work well on your brain. So Flytrap is looking pretty rough. And Rocky's a little bit singed up and kind of helping her stand. They look over at you guys. They look pretty exhausted right now. What do you guys want to do?
I'll just pull out of my satchel of things a bottle. Anybody need some?
Yes. I'll take a shot. We need to
He's pretty much always got a little bit in his system.
So, I believe this is the first time that Dino has ever seen His Majesty, because you guys didn't see each other up top.
Nope.
Oh, you
we
did?
Weren't,
wait a
on a
minute.
previous job. We did a previous job.
That's right, so you do know each other. So, all of a sudden, your former runner pal is here.
I'm like, dude!
Yeah. I have returned.
Nice.
I had a thing. It was Nigerian prince. Whatever.
You didn't give him a lot of money, did you?
No, he said he wanted to give me like millions and millions of new yen, and I said I only take gold coin, and we went back and forth a whole bunch of times, and then I said I would do it if he included a toaster, but he wouldn't include a toaster.
What a bastard.
I know.
Could have had
At this point, Bliss runs down and just buries herself in His Majesty. Thankful.
Bliss.
Nice.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry, I had to throw cinder blocks, and sometimes that puts me in a mood. Sometimes it's a good mood. Nigerian. Anyway, I broke my pan again, so I won't be interrupted. Here, I don't know if you can.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'll take it and I'll try to see if I can fix it.
Oh, do a quick hardware check.
Right.
So Bella, just roll a bit of hardware just to see what you can do for his poor pan. In the meantime, while you guys are having this conversation, Flytrap and Rocky kind of confer in the corner, and Flytrap kind of pipes up, and her voice is oddly dual over the Matrix and live, but in this space, the lag is pretty, like it's many milliseconds. That's not great for the Matrix. So you can actually hear an audible lag as she's talking, and she's like, I think I just need to catch my breath. And then Rocky pipes up and is like, we'll you guys go on, we'll make sure the exit stays open. See you guys back up at top.
Cool.
3 successes.
Hey, you get it
Nope.
working again. The screen is pretty mangled, but you do manage to get His Majesty's pan working, which is no small feat.
No.
That's pretty good. I'm impressed.
It's
Well-
handy having tech support here.
Try to be gentle on it. Like, it'll take
No,
care of
just
you
like-
if you take care of it.
Internet, we're gonna need a
Careful.
name for his pan that Bliss now knows the name of his pan.
Pam.
Yeah. It's just, the model is an Erica Elite.
Ham the pan.
Ham the pan.
Ham Erica. All right.
Sounds like an airline.
It does.
Yeah.
It's brought to you by Pam Erica. Not just
Yeah.
Ham
for
Erica.
when you can travel.
It's going.
All right. So these two decide they're going to hold off, mostly because your DM doesn't want to feel like running them. So
Cool.
they bid their goodbyes and they kind of bow out and they head off. They're going to go. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So, everybody kind of rediscovers. You walk south of that room, and you see where Bone Mother had done their work, and you see this etchings. This kind of the stone has been etched with this acid, which is still sizzling away in a few places. As you guys walk a little bit further south, did anybody want to grab that grenade that you neutralized, Bliss?
I just think I just see what to do with the grenade.
I would take it, but I would keep it. I would kind of look around and be like, who looks like they know what to do with this thing?
Who thinks they knows how to throw real well? I think I know someone who can throw real well.
Yeah.
I would just never pull the pin. That's the problem.
Right, you're just going to throw it at people. Yeah, exactly.
It's okay, because you could get it there, and Bliss could just trigger it.
That's true.
Oh, yeah. Just magically, yeah, you know.
Yeah, because I now have, I'm in it.
Yep.
If you
So
throw a
I'll
grenade
hand
at
it to you.
someone as a bludgeoning weapon, it becomes an improvised weapon, which is what you're better with.
That's true. It becomes an improvised throwing weapon if I don't.
If you don't pull the pin.
Yeah, you pull the pin and you're rolling less
damage on a
dice.
grenade anyway.
But
How do you must? That's funny.
I was just looking at this because I just was going over my spells and I realized that indirect area spells are supposed to go like grenades, and I was like, "What? I need to figure out how this works. I've been doing it wrong." So that's what I was doing during that.
Well, if you use an indirect spell like the elemental grenade, then you can actually set when it goes off.
Sure, but I'm talking
That's
about just
fine.
like toxic wave is area spell and indirect, therefore it's supposed to go like grenade, which I didn't know until like a few minutes ago.
It would be like the unexploding damage would probably be about like an unbroken bottle if you threw it.
Sure.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Maybe a little more. Grenades are pretty hefty. They're gonna
Yeah.
have a little-
So
little
an
mass to
unbroken
them.
bottle is a 8S.
Mm.
So anyway, you now have that grenade, and you're ready to. You gather up your things on the bodies. You find on the one that you burnt to crisp.
Cool. Yeah, I've been looking at that while everyone's been upstairs.
You find
I'm saying.
You find a now melted pan. It doesn't function anymore, but it might still have
Great.
some data on it. You find a burnt ass armored jacket that is probably non-usable now. It's fused with the skin. It's not pretty. You also find this person did have a cyber limb, so their left cyber arm, and they have a pretty serviceable submachine gun that has taken a bit of damage. Some of the plastic's warped, but if you wanted to salvage it and sell it, you might be. If you know an armorer, they would probably pay you for that.
Cool. Can I like toss all the like stuff that I think Dino might be interested in? Like, looks like this is raised up a little bit. There's like a little bit of stairs here. Like, I toss it over the edge, and then I go about like melting this body down to bones.
Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Do it.
Is there anything else up here that I should like see?
At the moment, it's that just the same old chamber, and it doesn't appear to have anything too interesting up here.
What type
That's
of
fine.
grenade is this, by the way?
It's a frag grenade.
It's just a normal frag grenade. Okay.
Yeah.
Like 12 or
18
something. 18?
Yeah.
Oh.
Does a ton of damage if you.
AP. However, its fragmentation's 18 plus 5 AP, -1 per meter.
Yeah, so it's it destroys unarmored people the mostest.
Yeah. So it just straight up does its damage, and then there's a normal resist, right? Like body.
Yeah.
Yes.
Cool.
Body and
Cool.
armor resist, but it's
Wow.
a +5 for everybody else.
Yeah.
+5
Right.
on your armor roll.
Right.
High explosive, however, is the opposite effect. It's a -2.
Very cool.
Nice. All right, so you guys press on, exploring kind of the immediate area. You can kind of go in the ghoul hole if you feel so inclined, where you melted a bunch of those ghouls down in this direction, or you can keep winding your way south. The room you were where the person got immolated in. Ends
yes.
at
That's what I was
one
asking
end.
about.
Sorry, I was a little distracted. At one end, there's a tunnel that's completely collapsed, and then there's two doors, one branching off at the far end up on the platform where this person had burned, heading off to the right, and then you see another door almost behind where you are, in the middle of the room, heading off to your left, kind of due east. And I
So,
imagine everybody's
here
posting back up again together.
And here. Yeah,
Okay.
I'm cool with that. Yeah,
Yeah, don't unless you want to go off on your own. You're welcome to.
not particularly.
All right. Okay, so the door immediately to the east of here is a little bit narrow. It's big enough that it will fit you, Dino, relatively easily. His Majesty, you're gonna have to squeeze a little bit to get in there, but basically most doors around here are kind of tight for you because you're just so big. Which way do you want to go?
They didn't design it for wolves.
No.
I'll be behind His Majesty, and when we get to a door, I'll, give him shoulder, try to get him through.
What?
Nice.
What brought us to this point? What? Oh, can some random hand bring me a cup too?
All I know is they're looking for a football. I decided to help, and we just ended up down here.
The only hint you had so far was that there was an image of something. I think this is it. Let me see. I hope this isn't. Nope. I don't even know. Doesn't want to go. Does not want to work. All right. No image for you. You just got part of a crest. Of something. But that was the only hint so far. And you did have words with Orn when Bliss hacked the camera, and he was happy to give some information and told you to keep going, and he was enjoying what he was seeing so far.
Bliss, this is basically a treasure hunt at this point, and they want to keep an eye on us every point of the way. Can you
know what you're thinking?
Find the next camera?
I sure probably can.
I don't know. What do you think, Todd?
All right, let's. How about you do a matrix perception check for me?
I will.
Oh, they grow up so fast. I don't even have to tell you how to do it. Or maybe
Well, I got it right here.
Nice. My notes are insane. Trying to make sense of the hacking rules in this. I do a lot of hand waves.
You're not the only
That's
one,
good.
man. They did not do a good job with the hacking rules. But a lot of them I even hand waved to where it's just like, just come up with a rating and go for it. Wow. Okay.
Wow.
6
Um,
hits.
I agree with that. Just make a general hacking roll versus a person's don't get hacked roll, and good
Call
enough.
it a day. Yeah.
Give them a device rating plus their firewall, and that was it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Throw some
Their
extra
dice
dice
roll-
in there.
and they make it an opposed check, so you make it their roll versus the hacker's roll, and
All right.
from there.
Well, with 6 hits, even though they did a semi-decent job of hiding these little camera rigs, you spot another one. It's in this corner right here. It would have had amazing footage of that immolation. Good thing it was a spell, so nobody would be able to actually pin the murder directly on you. What, officer? He just caught fire.
spells are
Spontaneous
not able to be seen on digital cameras. However, analog can still pick it up.
Ooh, I love it. No, these are definitely digital. So
Yeah. All
so
they would
mojo
see
went
is him
down.
going,
All right, so with that hit, and I'm just gonna, if you take a few minutes and get a boost, because it's up in the far corner. So just picture His Majesty kind of heaving you up a little bit, or Dino, and then you're just up there in the corner, gathering yourself something that looks a little bit like a rock. It's been well designed on the outside. It's got a shell on it, but it's actually a small Tradio camera.
give it to His Majesty. I'm sure he can have fun with it.
Yeah. I
Could
feel
you
like it's
imagine
like a
that
cheerleading thing.
Yeah, totally. Could you imagine that footage though? It would just be like,
And lift.
all right, that was a visual gag.
I'll
for
give
those
them a
listening to
little
the podcast.
kiss.
All right, so anywho, So anyway, you guys, which way do you want to go? You have another one of those camera things, and now His Majesty has it.
real.
Well,
Bone Mother wants to go that way, so that may.
I was just checking out to see if there's anything can see anything while we're
Yeah.
looking around the area.
Sure. So you poke your head around the corner and I just kind of try and take it in. Do a perception check for me.
Cool. Yeah. How good's my perception? Not bad. That's pretty good. It's a pretty good perception check.
All right. So you see a hallway extending probably about 30 feet. Do you have any vision mods?
I don't think so. I just have like image link glasses, and that's all. Yeah.
I
So
imagine.
no actual mods. I am a dwarf, however.
Oh, so you get thermal. So you can see
Mhm.
the hallway extends about 30 feet and then stops in a pile of rubble. And then a little bit right near the end, you see another kind of turn and it extends a little ways. Do you want to head on down there? Of course you do.
Look back. You're like dealing with some tech stuff. Sure. I'll check it out while people are fiddling with computers.
All right. So you go up into that corner. You
She's
look.
pretty confident about taking care of herself.
Yeah, being underground as well as you feel
It's
relatively
my bones.
comfortable. Yeah,
And I love my bones. Can't
so
trust your bones. What can you trust?
Yeah, you take a. I'm sorry, what was your perception check? You got 4. Okay, nice.
You got 4 hits.
So
Yeah.
you're taking a
Limit
look,
5.
and you're looking directly ahead, and there's a cave in, but you can see these little gaps where it's a little bit warmer than the ambient stone. There might be a way through if you were to move some of this rubble. Then you look down the branching hallway, and it also is collapsed. But that's not what you notice right away. It only extends about maybe 10 feet. But immediately you see these 2 red eyes. And then a third, and then a fourth, and then a fifth, and then a sixth. So there's 3 pairs of red eyes staring at you from the darkness. You see in front of you some pretty good-sized rats. Like, surprisingly good-sized rats.
Nice.
We're still back a little bit from that, are we?
Yeah. You're lowering Bliss down, and she's passed you the thing, and you're holding it, and you're just like, wonder what this does.
Yeah, I think I'm just saying into my sub-vocal mic, just like, there might be a way through here. Not entirely sure if it's worth anything, though. Got some rats, too. That's all.
You hear,
Throw 'em some cheese.
and they start to like hiss and back into the corner, and then you see 2 pairs go out, and then there's one last pair looking at you as they've scurried into a tiny hole somewhere.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just like not being aggressive and not provoking them. Yeah.
All right, that's all you notice down that passage.
Cool. Yeah, it might go somewhere. I'm not sure if it matters.
I'm gonna check up
I don't
around.
remember our original advice was something about left and down and sideways.
Yeah,
I don't remember.
Keep
Yeah,
going
something-
east and south, basically.
East and south. So this way would be east.
I would
You
be.
kind of smack your pan a little bit, and it takes a little while before it down here. You're having a hard time getting signal, but when you do get signal, it's like, oh yeah, okay, it's this way, is south and east. All right, Dino, go ahead and do a perception check, because you're the one closest to that entrance.
Okay. You had to give me a. Here, it's been a while since I looked at this. Here we go. Oh, perception. Ooh, I got a 1.
One hit, not just a one. Okay, good to know. All right, it's a tunnel. It does look like it's partly damaged, and you smell something foul, but it extends on into the darkness, and then it opens up, and you start to see the stonework has kind of changed. This utility room, it's got different floor ahead. It's like tile work instead of. Well, I mean, it's been tile work in here, but it's all chipped to crap and really, really old.
Well, I'll take a couple steps through the threshold there. Gentle steps.
Sure. So you go through. Show me how far you want to go in, and I'll tell you what you see.
Yeah,
All
right
right.
about there. It's good.
So you peek in through this room, and with your one, you see it opens up quite a bit. It's about 20 feet across, definitely has some damage on the one side. And you're kind of looking at this, and you get this weird... The tile is very different in here. The concrete walls now give way to tiled walls and tiled floor. It's still very old. A lot of them are still cracked. But you're getting the impression of it being like... It seems like it's... This seems like maybe part of an old subway? Like at the station? It's tough to tell. But this could be a utility room for a station.
Is there any equipment left in it, or is it just bare walls that I'm seeing here on the...
Well, you see a couple of lockers and some old ass equipment, like that were probably used at one point for like not generation, but transformers for power. But otherwise, nothing much.
Optimus Prime Transformers, no. Take another step up and
All right.
open it up a little bit. Map.
I'm gonna swap into Astral. I know we have a lot of that right now, but I want to roll it anyway.
Okay, apparently I can't.
You stuck?
Yeah, I can't.
You can't move?
Roll
Oh,
20's
I see.
active 20 for me. It only lets me go. It moves up. It's weird looking.
Oh, weird. Anyway, so you step in and there's at the you're definitely in an old utility room, and it looks like some kind of underground. It looks like it was somewhat more presentable than just the rough concrete that you've been walking through, and so directly north you see a hallway that's where an old door was, but it's kind of half on its hinges and extending directly north. To the south you see part of a wall, but the bits and around it are kind of shaken with all the earthquakes over the years in the west coast, and so parts of it have crumbled and fallen in. So then you do just make out a dark opening directly across the room on the far side, extending through, and that door is... Oh, sorry, I'm gonna undo that. Nope, that's not what I want to undo. I want to hide. There we go. So you look across, and there is a gray slab of a door. Looks pretty hefty right across the place that's directly opposite you. And this is something a bit strange. You do pick up... You're a troll with thermal, right?
Yeah, I have also goggles with vision magnification.
All the rest? Okay, so you pick up that the generator is kicking off not the generator, but the transformer is kicking off a little bit of ambient heat. It might actually still be functioning, not full on, but part of it has some function. And you can actually see some kind of black and gray motley of cables. So if this is the transformer, my highly amazing art that I'm drawing there, and you can actually see some of these panels have been there's a couple of cables running through to a small hole punched through next to the door, and it's just a very small like maybe 4-inch 5-inch hole that's been punched through, and the cables are extending through, but that thing does have some power
Right by the door. So the door's powered then?
It might be, yeah. You can take a closer look.
Hey, Bliss, come here.
And
It runs on some form of electricity.
okay.
I'll follow you too.
Yeah, I'll go into the
I'll
room.
sidestep. I'll walk off to the side. So
Everybody
can,
piles into this tiny little 10-foot hallway
Space.
as His Majesty goes, just pushes you all through. Not intentionally.
I'm in.
All right, so you all pile into this room, and Bliss, you take a look, and this door in the Matrix. Go ahead and do a Matrix perception check for me.
5 successes.
Whoa! Damn.
Nice.
All right. Not only is this powered, but it's actually got a semi-decent lock on it, a mag lock. On this side, it's just a smooth metal panel just above where the doorknob is. But you can see the matrix feed running through it, and along with some of these power lines, it's got a slight matrix feed to it. It is a mag-locked door. So you could try to hack into it if you want to, or you could literally pry into it and try to do hardware, or you can do matrix, or you can find some other way around, or you can check out the room to the north.
I'll just do a hack first.
Sure.
Okay.
I don't.
While she's doing that,
Yeah.
I want to see if His Majesty. Let's grab a couple of these lockers. I want to block off the door behind us so we don't have anybody coming in on us. Then, if you want to stay guard Bliss while she's, not in her meat body, me and Bum Mother may be able to work our way north a little bit and see what might be in the next room.
I can handle that, yeah.
All right. So you guys, it's
cool,
not
bro?
a problem. You just spend a few minutes just prying, and the old bolts give way. You pry them off the wall, easy breezy, and you just pile them, kind of higgledy-piggledy, blocking this this reasonably small door that you all just piled through in pretty short order. Meanwhile, Bliss, go ahead and do you want to brute force it or hack on the fly? What do you want to do? It does have a matrix signal.
Oh, I went with just a regular hack.
Okay.
So just I believe that's a hack on the fly.
Yeah.
And I got 6 successes.
Damn. Just bringing a Bliss to a gunfight. Holy. All right.
Don't jinx it.
All right.
While the node's sitting there smoking a cigarette, call me.
Yeah,
she's canon.
Yeah, she's
you
totally.
log in, and there's this grumpy old lock that it's like, what do you want? And eventually you end up just kind of smoothing it over and just willing it. You have oh, don't forget, by the way, since you're rolling like crazy, you can always withhold 4 dice, and if you get any hits, you automatically get 2 marks instead of just 1. So that's a trick you can do if you're in a rush. In this case, you got 1 mark, and you're facing this pretty old access ice. It's not going to try and fry your brain or anything, but it is the default setting for this secure lock, and it's just like access. Sure.
Oh, be a good boy. Come on now.
It's been a long time. And with that, you pop the door. You drop out. It's a single. Actually, do another matrix perception check for me.
All right. And is this again for the same thing?
You'll see.
I'm just trying to see if I should drop my dice.
No, this is just straight up perception.
Just a straight up? Okay. 5.
Okay. Damn. All right. You see a tiny... Like, you're looking at this in the Matrix, and you're just sitting in... It's essentially like a self-contained little box. It's got a power feed into it. Just an icon, the kind of purples and blues of the iconography, and it's just a standard access door hovering, almost like a holodeck kind of door hovering in the middle of this, as it representing the door you just hacked. And you go and look off in one corner, and there's this weird little stutter in the Matrix, and you're just like, oh, it is awful being this far down, because the Matrix feed is terrible down here. No wonder this lock was sleepy. But there's, I don't know, there's something weird about the way that it rippled. Like, you've experienced noise, which bothers you, because it means you're not able to connect with the full Matrix. But this was something a bit strange. It was like a little hiccup or a swirl, just just on the edges of your vision for a second, and then gone. Meanwhile, Bone Mother, you start walking up north to take a look at that door there.
Yeah, I was taking a look, wandering around. Once again, people doing tech stuff. Might as well poke around, take a look at stuff. I do want to actually be surveying astrally, just
sure.
give this whole area a once over.
For sure. Go ahead and do. You did an sensing earlier, right? What was that roll?
I mean, not today. I haven't.
Oh, okay.
Not
Go ahead and
today.
roll a sensing.
You want me to as well? Never mind. You don't need me to do shit. You're
I
fine.
mean, I assume that limit is correct at mental. So yeah,
Wow.
that's only 5 hits because of the
You
limit.
rolled 9 hits.
I did.
I
only
don't
get
need
to
to do a
keep 5 of
damn thing. He's fine.
I rolled 11 dice and got 9 hits. It is
Wow. These
6
dice
of them are
love you
6s.
guys. All right,
For
so
those listening,
Wow.
that's a good roll.
Yeah.
that's what they call in the business a good roll.
I mean, if I exploded that, then it would also break the limit and blah, blah, blah.
Anyway, so you walk into this room and go through a wormhole in time. Just actually, there is a weird moment as you look in this room and you see in this room there's this. It's a change room. There's old benches and stuff, and a few more lockers, and an old bucket with God only knows what, just catching a drip from the ceiling in the corner. And you look over in the corner where this rubble is, and just leaning up against this rubble, like sitting on it as though resting, is this human, probably late 50s, early 60s, balding, and he's sitting there wearing like an old jumpsuit, and it's got a little name tag on it. Internet, I'm gonna need a name. I might just take Ratatouille. I like that. But anyway, if you want a fresh name, that's cool too. We're gonna need a name. And you see this person just sitting there smoking, and you can immediately tell they're a spirit of some kind.
Right,
They're
yeah.
mostly translucent. Hey,
His Majesty, I'm sure, would see that as well.
Yeah, he's still natured.
yeah, that's true. Although
See him,
you
really.
didn't notice it yet. You're on the opposite side, so you will notice it when you get a little bit closer. Feel free to
Are
move.
they actually addressing me, or am I just watching?
I'll just
them or
proceed.
Yeah,
something?
they turn and look over to you and say like, "Hey,
Cocking my eyebrow. Hey yourself.
and his hand is just shaking. Like, did you ever have one of those days where it just gets to you? Flicks it, and the cigarette goes across the room, lands in the bucket.
So interesting.
Sure. I'm gonna walk in. What's going on over here? I just call me nosy.
Hey, nosy. I just. I mean, it's good benefits, right? Get that vacation. But the 100th time, you think you're used to it. And then you're scraping up bits of another jumper. And
Is that your job, or is it just something to make you do it every once in a while?
no, I wear this jumpsuit for my health.
You know what I mean. We're all forced to do little this and that wasn't in the job description.
Jumpers, eh?
I know what I signed on for, but do you ever have that dream? It's just one of those days, and you almost get there in time to stop them, and they just you're about to, you can almost grab them, and you hear the squeal of the tires, the squeal of the brakes, and the horn of the subway car. And I don't think I don't know if the pension's good enough for this.
His Majesty's gonna walk over there and kind of squat down and kind of look at him, tilt his head a bit and look at him and go, "You okay?"
He looks up at you and go ahead and roll a either charisma or some charisma-based skill that might apply here. Seems like you're trying to comfort them.
Yeah.
Do I have any charisma skills? I
Probably
don't.
just be etiquette, I suppose.
Sure, yeah, etiquette.
That makes sense. Yeah. It's not persuading someone. It's just
Just checking in on
being
2
personable.
hits.
Like he's being genuine.
Yeah, he's bent down, and you lock eyes with his spirit, and for a second you're seeing right through him, and then his eyes just look like stars, like a star field. And he locks eyes with you and does like a half smile. Nobody's ever asked me that before. And he just evaporates in front of you.
Well, that's a neat trick. I gotta learn that. I mean, I'm pretty sneaky. Just looking around where to go.
Dematerialized.
I think you
Back
killed
where
him.
it went.
Hey,
I'm just joshing you. And I give them like a chalk on like the knee, I guess. That's like as bad like with his height and my height, it's just like, hey, get you on the shoulder, and it's just like knee.
He was still squatted down as well. So
Oh,
you
that's
can get a
true,
shot
but
if you want.
still, it's probably still
It's
not.
funnier as he stands up.
Oh,
You're
hit
like,
his
you're about to
elbow.
do it. You're just like, oh, I guess let's get the knee. All right, you guys.
I
Come
don't
back
even
in.
think it's weird. That's just what I normally do.
You guys hear a of the maglock disengaging, and Bliss has the door open.
Well, this way over here is a bust. I come back.
All right, so you guys have reached the end of the map.
Yeah.
It
Yay,
opens
we
up.
won.
And
Wait,
you
no,
won. Inside, It's only when you discover fresh air or fresher air that you realize that you've been in pretty stale, stanky environments with the smell of burnt person and ozone, and your nose hair is all singed from the electricity. You guys come out, and it opens up, and you hear the echoes as the first few footfalls, and you realize you're in a much bigger space ahead. You open it up, and you realize, oh, we are on a new map. All right, and with that, we're just going to take a little break as I load this thing. And internet, don't forget, we could use a silly sponsor. If anybody or players want to invent a silly sponsor for our games, we're going to pause there. What do you need, 10 minutes?
Sure.
All right, so we'll take a 10-minute
Okay.
break at this point, and I'll try not to give
Yep.
too much away.
Give me a silly sponsor. I'll do a sponsor commercial. Pull my old improv skills out of the bag again.
Todd,
Nice. Yeah.
just a heads up though, because I know we did go until like 2:30 last time. I can't do that again tonight.
No.
Can we
that was
try
the
to
time
aim
change.
for midnight?
I honestly thought it was 1. I definitely want to aim for midnight, for sure.
Okay.
For sure. 100%. That was one of those things.
Plan
yeah.
for me.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so when we come back, we will discover where you have gone. And in the meantime, this has been brought to you by Squiddo's Squid Bits. The best thing since real squid. I don't know. That's all I got. All right, we'll be back in a few minutes, everybody.
I was waiting for more. Like, sell it to me. Come on. Make me want to have this stuff.
Sell me
in
the
my teeth.
squid bits.
Squid Bits. The best protein source you can have.
Okay,
That
well,
does fight back.
Steve can work on that spot
Yeah.
during the break,
Yeah.
and when we come back, we'll
Calamari.
open
All right. Okay. I'll do a commercial
with
for.
Squiddos.
We'll start with Squiddos.
Widow squid bits.
Squiddos. The
Squiddos.
best cereal.
The best cereal.
All right, we'll be back in 10
Twitch in the
minutes.
milk.
Personally endorsed by Admiral Akbar.
It's not a trap.
It's delicious.
Okay, I'm grabbing a drink.
All right, we'll
Yeah.
be back in a few, folks. Be back in a few minutes, folks. Right, take it away.
Welcome back. This second half brought to you by Mon Calamari Squid Stick Cereal. Head on down to Akbar Snack Bar. Grab yourself a fresh bowl of Mon Calamari Squid Stick Cereal, made from the freshest, freeze-dried, reconstituted calamari and squid shrimp mixture paste. Your tongues can't repel flavor of this magnitude. It's not a trap. Mon Calamari Squid Stick Cereal.
Nicely done, sir. Nicely done. All right. And with that, I think we're back. Woohoo! Hi, Internet. We're back. We're going to play some Shadowrun. Let's dive right back in. Let's give a hand to my buddy Steve here. Nice job, dude. We got to get even more ads for this guy to read. He's got that voice, you know? Okay. So these people have finally unlocked the damn door. Let's find out where they are.
Wow, that makes it sound like it was an entire session of trying to unlock a door and failing consistently. I mean, I've seen those sessions before, but that was not this.
That was not this. So we're gonna have to get a little timey, like
I try and pick the
directionally.
lock, I fail. The other rogue tries to pick the lock. Okay, now I'm gonna try and bash the door open. No, you also fail. All right, who else hasn't tried yet?
And every time the DC gets higher. All right, so
Dude,
go ahead and
like, I don't want you to fail this, but that's what the book says it's a
The
check. I
dice-
gotta do it.
just want you to die a horrible death. I mean, there's nothing we can do about that. All right. Speaking of which, welcome back to the Shadows.
Stimulus gameplay.
Great homework. All right. Anyway, I don't know if you can see that tiny little spot that is unblacked out.
That's a word.
Oh,
Yep.
I found
You
it.
guys see it?
It's very blacked out.
It's itty bitty. So
If
go
you
ahead.
want to
And,
either, I think it's either shift ping or alt ping. It should snap everyone's vision there. There it is. You got it.
all right. So go ahead. That's the room that you were in. That northern section with the lockers,
Whoa.
the green lockers going around, and then there's
You
that.
enter a really blurry room.
Well, the
What
map
magic
is
effect
huge.
is this?
Sorry. Basically, the matrix down here isn't great, and the air is poor quality. There's this weird background count going on. Shut up.
Oh, ugh.
Yeah.
No, it's fine. It's only a slight haze.
Okay, so not a heavy background count then?
No, not a heavy background count. I was just trying to counter Darcy's sass.
You
Damn
can't
you,
count on my
Darcy!
sass.
Actually, yeah, there's a background count of one. Just one.
Is counter
Or not.
sass a Bart spell or not?
Oh, now it's two.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Give him the background count, not me.
He's a mage. He gets it too.
No.
All right. So anyway, you guys are in this locker room, and the door has popped open. You take a peek out, and just
Oh, that's not right.
that's close enough.
So
Bella?
we're coming out of this room then? Okay.
Well, technically, yeah. These two, yeah. You're
Where
coming out
are
of.
we?
You are right there. Yeah, that room, and it's not on the map, but you just kind of imagine there was that little janitor offshoot down into this way, and yeah. So you guys end up coming into there. So that's where you are.
Great.
So
Okay.
you are there now, and
Okay, we're here now. That was then is now, right?
exactly.
All
Glad we
right.
cleared that up. All right, so you guys are here, and you open it up, and actually, here, let me just ping again. That was shift ping. I'm learning things.
It's whichever one works. I always try
So
both.
this is the door that Bella just opened. The maglock gave way unenthusiastically, just opens up, and you have access now to this incredibly large, echoey, dark chamber. I mean, those with
Any light
really
whatsoever?
no light whatsoever in there. And if you have a light source, let me know. You see strange walkways, and it's that subway tile look. And you see these on the floor, and it's just extending out into darkness above and beyond. Anybody who has any flashlights? Anybody?
Yeah.
All right, so you
Yeah.
click on a flashlight and
I
start
do.
playing the beam around, and it's just like stark, old, gray, incredibly dusty subway tiles on the floors, on the walls, on parts of the ceiling. Parts of the ceiling have caved in, and there's that open tile and holes above. Just you're like wondering what the heck could drop down on me. You look in front of you, and you see this old husk of a subway car parked. Boom! Right in front of you, the light glinting off of it. This seems to be some kind of station where, like a train station where, in this case, they pull in for some reason. But anyway, just keep going with it. So
Yeah,
multiple.
it's a stop station.
Yeah. So they, you can see this old husk of a subway car or train just in front of you. You see these bays. You're up about 5 feet or 5 or 6 feet up, and then drops down onto the deck of the train track below. You see 1, 2, 3. You almost see more bays than that, and then your flashlights play over rubble in the darkness. Now this is a large room. Further back, you can see where most of the back wall has collapsed entirely, in and around these trains, or a train rather. The platform
You
seems
see
to
a train, I see low rent housing.
Hey, yeah, maybe.
I mean, it's possible someone's in there. Yeah.
That's also possibly true. Absolutely. Okay, so you see piles and piles of rubble. This whole place is deep underground and quite buried. The further south and east you go, but the platform extends directly south from where you are, and there's several other doors. There's another door, maybe only about 20 feet south of where you are right now, against the same wall you came through.
Cool. The mother leans against the wall, pulls a bone out of a satchel that you've seen earlier, and starts like carving away at it. She was doing this earlier. She's just adding to it, and she just looks over at Blitz like, "All right, you can find the next point, I imagine."
Yeah, and I'm gonna do my thing at that point.
Okay.
I'm gonna have a look to see if there's anything alive. Scanning for life forms.
Nice.
Scanning for life forms.
Is that a spell, or is that just like
Just look around astrally and
astral? Okay, cool.
All right.
or both at the same time because I can.
Sensing roll for me. I'm trying to find that map we just left. Just left
And-
this map. Anybody still on that? No, I dragged you all the way from that map, didn't I? Darn it!
Yes.
These are the things I should have planned earlier. Here we go. I just want to grab the minis. You know what I mean.
I do know what you mean.
There we go. That's gonna
Tiny
be the back.
versions of us.
The itty bitty tiny versions.
Two
Okay.
hits on the looking around test.
It is
Technical.
dark. It is a very large chamber, and it's got this weird echo going around. It's very strange to be in such a large place that's partly collapsed. You hear water dripping. You hear scurrying of rats. That's kind of
I'm gonna
get for two.
I'm gonna do a matrix perception to see if I can find any more cameras or
Sure, go for it.
direction on where we should go. Okay. All right.
And your luck stops
Ouch.
there.
It's gone.
How many ones is that?
That's-
2, 3,
That's
4,
5 ones.
You're fine.
Not
Yeah.
5. I'm
6
not.
ones.
It's not a glitch.
Whoa,
Yeah,
that was
real close though.
That would have been a critical glitch.
Yeah.
It's all funny, guys. Everything's
It's
fine.
just too dark.
It's unnerving because you've been in stations like this. It's a bit strange, and yet to have it so derelict and so like creepy and pitch black and just what's out there? It kind of unnerves you for a bit, and there you're still got that weird vertigo like feeling. Yeah, you don't pick up anything, although there is a door almost just like 10 feet away from where you're currently standing. All right, Bone Mother, what you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I mean, I was just waiting for but I suppose Bliss is like, am I finding anything?
Yeah. There's nothing here.
Nothing. In fact, that triggers your itch in your spine as you're like missing that matrix feed. It just, as you walk into the space, it flickers and your connection doesn't seem to be strong here, if at all.
Oh,
we can
she's
just
not gonna
keep
like
heading southeast and hope for the best, but that doesn't seem like a lot to go on. Can I actually look around for like movement or anything? Because I'm still not entirely sure if something was planted or if there's like someone got news that there's a thing down here. Oh, they put up the camera, so they must have been planted somehow.
Yeah.
Can I try and find like any sort of? Can I do like a tracking check? I have a survival skill.
Yeah,
Does that
do
work?
Yeah, roll it.
I got 3 hits.
Nice. The dust is thick and the debris down here, you get down low and you notice, okay, there are some footprints here. Not many. It looks like maybe 1 or 2. And then you see a bunch of like large rat type footprints and like
Is there anything that looks more like mechanical, like something being dragged or something?
It doesn't look like that. No, it looks like there's 1, maybe 2 sets of human or humanoid footprints, and they extend in from the door you just came through. You kind of step in front of everybody else before they have a chance to trample all over the place. The dust is thick enough you can tell that it actually extends and goes in the door immediately to your right. Those footprints. But you see somebody walked a little bit further south just to kind of scope it out. And
Right. And they came back again?
Yeah, although they did get
just
close
looking off and they coming back.
Well, they walked maybe about 80 feet down. They walked pretty far down, like down this way.
Can I just do like a quick run around?
Yeah, for sure. Where do you want to run?
Just kind of follow the walls. I'll start by going, I guess, south on the map, down, whatever that is.
Cool.
So you
And while you do that, I'm
brush
going to take a
I'm just
look
gonna
at this door, but I'm not going to bust it open or anything. All right, go
Okay.
ahead.
maybe smell as I go, look at things.
For sure. Do a perception check for me
Let's
there,
get eyes on everything.
there, Steve.
Stomping around.
His Majesty, do a perception check for me. And yours is dual natured, of course.
Yeah, 3 hits.
Nice. Okay. So
Good.
you don't particularly pick up these footprints that that Bone Mother had seen, unless you point them out to him, their Bone Mother. But you do book it south. Your huge legs carrying the distance pretty quickly. You count 1, 2, 3, and part of a 4th bay. But the rubble down here, it's just collapsing and pouring in. And the ceiling generally holds for most of it, and then it extends out a bit, and then it just comes crashing down through like a mountain tried to invade. You get to basically what sort of amounts to a large bus shelter, a space, kind of a control room with survival glass, bulletproof glass, and you can kind of see inside, and you spot there's an old like control deck there, like for interfacing with computers and in the system. This subway
Something I would
system.
like.
I'm gonna need the name of an old subway spot. Old subway station, routing station that used to exist here and somehow buried. Don't let me down, interweebs or people.
Worcestershire.
I
No,
would say
how
that
that's
only because
named.
it bothers my wife when I say that so much. She's British, so. Worcestershire Station. You mutter
Right.
to yourself.
Fully pronounced every letter.
Yeah. And it says that emblazoned on the wall above this this not kiosk, but like, you know, where the people in the subway station sit. What are the words? I only knew words. You look in and it's just
Words
old.
are hard.
You see like a couple of old books or magazines stacked up on this super dusty old control deck, like where they used to have some computer monitors or camera monitors in there. An old phone with like this weird thing sticking on the end, all the way
Oh,
down
I'm
and
totally
around.
going in there now.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm getting slightly sidetracked by the old technology or old analog jelly.
Yeah, you walk over and you're just like, oh, it looks like it might have been locked, and you just break it right open. It slides open to the side, and you step in, squeezing into this space. It's mostly this desk, and then a couple of chairs sitting in there, and you see this old tech with knobs and keyboards, like physical ones, and an old CRT style monitor. And you,
I'm gonna grab the
on the wall,
telephone.
there's
Is
that
it
phone.
Oh,
an
shit.
actual-
Pre-crash.
Is it an actual phone like that would sit on the desk where it's like you pick it up, rotary dial or at least button dial?
It's button dial, and it's actually got a cord.
Oh, I'm picking the whole thing up.
Definitely-
Like I'm taking the base
Definitely
and all of it.
pre-crash.
I'm holding that. I'm just taking that. And then the magazines. I don't care what they are. They're worth.
No, here's the other thing. You do see a slightly newer thing, like computer piled next to this. Not new by anyone's standards, but this isn't all. Yeah, so this would have probably been pre-crash, but there's a mix of technologies here. But this is the old phone you just rip off the wall, no problem. Keep it in your hand as you go walking. You with a 3, you see a couple of like old binders and like somebody had been reading a magazine at some point up there. But yeah, it's just kind of strewn. There's you kick a metal box underneath the desk as well with your foot.
I'll grab the magazine and just put it in my bag for later.
Okay.
And then check out the box.
What's in the box? So you grab
What's
the
in
box.
the box?
It's kind of, I mean, it's small for you because you're so big, but it's about a foot long and about almost a foot high. It's got a single handle on the top and a single latch. It's pretty old and a little bit rusty. It looks like it's been chewed on the outside, but there's no holes in it. Just you can tell by the scratching of the paint. And you pop the latch with your claw, and the whole thing just swings open. You have to kind of catch it before it lands on your feet because you're holding the top. And inside this old, super, super old lunch comes the wafting smell of this incredibly old dust. It's almost so old that it's just dusty and turned to soil in places, plastic bags and stuff. And a perfect, it could have been picked up off the shelf to like yesterday Twinkie.
No, I'm just put it down.
Oh, and you actually do spot another small bag. It's like it's a little box, right? And it's like one of those little portable cereal boxes. You know what I mean? The ones you buy for camping. And it's something called Squiddios.
Oh yeah, those are good.
And also that doesn't look touched at all. It's like looks like it could have been bought at a Stuffer Shack like this week.
Yeah, totally leaving that sitting there.
Not gonna take the Squiddios?
Well, maybe for nostalgia. Yeah, throw that in the bag. Squiddios.
All right. So you grab
I'll
those
take
things.
the Twinkie too, actually. I'll take the Twinkie, but I offer it to somebody else. Yeah. Anything else of interest in there?
You kind of do a cursory glance and you see like this old CRT monitor sitting there, like black screen, nothing happening.
Yeah, just kind of like tap on it. No.
You tap on it, you give it a little shake, nothing happens. You press the old button to like power button, and you hear and the screen flickers to light. Half of the screen is cracked and like doesn't illuminate, but you can see the other half, and it's kind of it looks like parts of the old camera system are still operating. So you're watching a camera feed, and then after a little while it'll flick to the next camera and flick to the next camera. So you see some old static at one point, and then you see like an old hallway that's really dimly lit, if at all. I mean, these are rigged for infrared, but even then it's still really hard to see. It flicks to another one, and then after a little while it flicks to one, and you see a bunch of rats. Like, and I say a bunch of rats, I mean like shocking. Like if it was a 15-foot wide hallway, there would be thousands of rats running up that hallway. And then it's just for a quick flick, and then onto the next camera you see another.
Wait. Where are they running to, or what are they running from?
Well, they're just moving on down, and you're not there.
The camera. Yeah.
Actually,
I'm up there.
You know what? You do have radio feed though, so you can talk to each other direct.
Oh, sure.
Nothing routed through the matrix.
I'm just gonna kind of go over my shoulder and be like, which is mimicry for "come here."
All right. So you.
Okay, heard it that time.
Yeah, I didn't hear it the
Yeah,
first
we didn't hear it the first time.
It was ultrasonic.
We got a bird in here? What the hell?
I don't know.
Echoes like crazy in this space, dude.
Yeah, that's going to echo nuts. We're going to be like, what the hell is that? They got birds in here now?
You guys are sitting there like trying to figure out what's wrong, and I'm just like, stick my head.
All right, so Bliss makes her way down, and Bliss is like right in front of you
That
now.
was really good. Is this door locked? Sorry to divert that. Just trying to think about it.
You try the handle, and
Yeah, sure.
It's not locked.
Cool. All right. So you head down there. I'm gonna head in here. Don't like do that scene, but yeah.
Okay.
I just was like, oh.
Do you know
okay.
where you're gonna go? Down with Bliss, or stay with Bone Mother?
I'll stay with Bone Mother.
Okay,
Cool.
Bliss is going to be kept at least safe with His Majesty.
that's
So
fair.
I'll stick with Bone Mother then.
All right, so we'll come back to you guys in just a second. So you see the same thing I described earlier, this old subway control booth and the flickering monitors. You try a couple of the other monitors, and a few of them work. So you can about 3 out of the bank of like 5 do still work, and you can see them kind of flicking through a really old security feed. And some of them a lot of it's just wrecked tunnels. And at one point, again, you see a bunch more rats just kind of turning a corner, and they're kind of staying together. It's not just they're all there, but there's like hundreds of rats all kind of staying together in this one zone.
They're not like a rat king, right?
I mean, they are moving separately, but
Oh, okay.
but
Well, you
there's a
understand when
lot
I
of
say
them.
rat king, right?
Yeah, I do know.
Okay.
But you can explain it if you feel like giving people
rat king.
nightmares.
A rat
Just
king is
Google it.
essentially a large group of rats all intertwined together, usually tangled up by their own tails, and they all move as a one general mass. It is an
Yeah.
actual documented thing.
Yeah.
That-
And
that's
the look on
creepy.
Bella's face is priceless right now.
It's not a
I
good time for
love-
anyone involved.
I love rats. I've had pet rats
Yeah,
for a
we're
very long
talking-
time.
We're talking like
But no.
20 plus street rats
No.
It's
that are intertwined, and they'll move as a large.
Oh, they're not happy about it either.
Oh
Believe
no,
me.
they're not overly pleased. They are vicious little bastards when he gets into that mode.
Well, they would eat each other's tails to get out. That's
One
what they
would think.
do.
To a point, yes. But
Oh,
a lot
dear.
of times,
all right. This has been brought to you by. Okay, I don't know why that's on there now.
Tail munching. Like, I don't know.
All right, I don't know. It's kind of messing up my cameras for that to be there. So can we stop that?
That's okay.
For what to beware.
All right,
The
thank you.
share screen.
You were trying to show us a rat king.
Well,
Yeah.
what if I? Yeah, okay. I'll make
Don't-
myself go away and share it.
That's okay. We'll imagine the joy of what that
Yeah.
might look like.
No.
yeah,
All right.
but that's essentially what it looks like. It's just this giant mass. It's all intertwined. That's why I was just
Now
like,
these aren't
you're talking about all
strictly
the thousands.
strictly
not
speaking.
gonna-
These are not intertwined. Yeah, it's
It's
gonna
not
keep
gonna
it.
work, dude. Yeah.
No, okay.
No, thank you. Also, I don't have the copyright to actually, show that kind of thing. So, no, thank you.
Copyright, schmoppyright. Yeah, it only counts when they actually start suing.
Yeah, it's true. I don't want that either. All right,
Fair.
that was Yelfan who said that. Not
Yeah,
me.
it was me. I'm Yelfin. Come find
It's all
me.
good. So as it's flicking through, you also see some of the tunnels, some of the hallways are. One of them you see is definitely boarded up. It's barricaded. It's not collapsed. It's like barricaded. It's like you see a little sign in the corner. Do a perception check for me there, Bella, or Bliss.
A regular.
Regular.
Wow. I don't know what to do with that.
Meat space perception.
And you're gonna go to -1. I'm not joking.
See your eyeballs.
What do you mean
Why is she
minus?
Why is she at a -1?
Well, actually, what's the effect of not be of your addiction rating? I'll just make you roll for that in a minute. That's fine. Just roll regular.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay,
You
yeah,
gotta give her a
because-
chance to fight her addiction.
Yeah, that's fair.
Nice.
So 4 successes on my perception.
Woo! Yikes. Nice. All right, so you pick this up and you see just that one where it's barricaded. You see the words. You see only part of a word. It's OURT. Is just on the edge of one of the camera feeds of where you see the barricade. And then it
Short
flicks
for
again.
Jort.
Or court.
Flort.
Snort.
Short.
Zort. That's what it is. Zort.
Of course.
Snort.
All right.
Flort.
And it just kind of keeps replaying the same loop
With
over
the
again.
U?
Yeah.
OURT. And the word was kind of cut off on the edge of the frame of the video.
Let's go to there.
Do you want me to roll for the
Yeah, please roll for your
resolve
addiction.
that?
Yeah.
And
Go
what
for
do
it.
I roll for that?
Willpower.
My willpower?
Yep.
Just my willpower, right?
Is it psychological or physical?
It's psychological.
Psych.
Psych
Willpower.
is willpower plus something.
Logic? Or intuit?
One. It's either logic or intuition. I don't know.
Let's go logic for you. Well, whichever's higher, I don't care.
Yeah, because for physical, it's willpower plus body.
Mm-hmm.
So it's willpower.
Okay.
This willpower twice as well.
Oh, could,
It's my logic is better, so I'll take my logic.
Sure,
It is
willpower plus
logic.
logic.
It is logic.
Nice.
Okay. And I'm trying to decide if I'm gonna etch this or not.
It's your call. Do you need
How
to
many, I
be-
mean, if you don't use it, you
How
lose.
how
it.
heavy how heavy is it? How heavy of an addiction is it?
Moderate.
Mild, moderate?
Moderate.
So what if it hurts you? I mean, that's the point of having negative qualities, right?
Oh yeah.
I agree.
It's called role playing.
Yeah.
Okay. 2
playing the
successes.
role? 2 successes.
Whoa.
If your flaws don't come up, what was the
I
point?
think you needed
Yeah.
to get 3, right? So you are suffering the
Uh,
effects of
no.
your addiction loss, or is it 2?
No,
Depends on the rating.
for moderate, it's a 2.
Okay, so you take a deep
Yeah,
breath.
for moderate, it's
Yeah.
1. It's one
Oh,
dose
it's just
or
1
1
hit?
hour.
1 hour
Yeah.
of habit-related activity. Craving at the moderate level
Yeah.
occurs roughly every 2 weeks. If the character experiences withdrawal, he suffers a -4 to all mental attribute-based tests. If psychological dependency, or a -4 to all physical attribute-based tests. If it's a physiological dependency, until the craving is satisfied.
All right, so you're okay. You managed to take a deep breath and center yourself, and just you'll be okay. And you actually get a little, because you're connected to, because you're so close now to this old tech. You actually do get a slight flicker of. It's not the same. It's not hot sim, but there is computer systems involved. So you take a deep breath. And you're like, okay, it might be dial-up equivalent, but you'll be all right. So you
I feel like Bliss would actually be thrilled about that, because this is this is the thing of stories.
yeah.
This isn't this isn't her reality. So to her, it's, like a car aficionado walking into a room where there's a bunch of 1920s cars.
And you're just like, wow, how did this function?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. She's
like,
just like
tracing the
picking up the
wires.
phone, looking at it.
Actually, there'd be some pretty cool old, like you could do some fun fashion stuff with like the cord and like.
Yeah, she would.
Yeah, well,
I'm legitimately going to take that phone and try to plug it in somewhere. Back to my pad.
All right.
Bliss, I'm going to make you make my phone work.
As you...
I need to be able to answer a phone.
You could probably do something like that.
You could wire it straight into your pan and just have it like, those Bluetooth nostalgic phones or whatever.
Whatever.
They have.
As long as the only part of it that His Majesty has to interact with is the receiver. Just pick it up and talk.
If Bella's good enough, she could literally wire it into his pan, and he just carries a receiver right on his shoulder. And then it's like anytime his pan rings, he just grabs the receiver.
Just digs into this old like.
Yep.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Please make that happen.
I will.
All right.
That's a thing now.
So as you're saying that, you also take a look.
Canon.
Absolutely, 100%.
Will be.
So you also spot just beyond the rubble wall kind of starts about maybe 10 feet or even 5 feet away from the edge of where this control booth was. But just beyond the control booth, you make out the glint of two metal doors, a double door leading deeper in. So the door that Bone Mother found is not the only one. Speaking of which, Bone Mother, Dino.
Yeah.
You managed to find your way to this room, and you open it up, and it just seems, honestly, it's just like a mid-level. It's almost like a what they call the bullpen in a police station, where it's like the people at the mid-level in charge kind of hang out there, and they've got
Middle manager's office.
Yeah, middle management office, and there's a wall that's kind of super dusty in places and got these words etched on it, but it's not a display screen. It's weird, and I don't know how old.
It's just a wall plaque.
Well, but except it's dark and it's got this texture to it, and there's these little scribbles all over it in this white writing, and it's not glowing or anything. It's a chalkboard. It's a chalkboard.
Are these doors?
They are doors on the other side of the chalkboard, heading due south. The room's only about, it's reasonable size. It's about 25 feet, almost square, not quite square. Maybe 30 feet long by 25, something like that. And on either side of the chalkboard is doors.
Can I continue trying to follow the, tracks that I was following before?
Absolutely.
Is that another roll, or is that just
no? Now you've seen them. You can track them pretty easily because
awesome.
You've got a little flashlight and you're panning over it, kicking.
Yeah, I think I have one as part of my survival knife or something. I think there's a flashlight in the handle. I think that's a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. So
also,
you see the footprints extend down towards the right side of the chalkboard and go in through that door.
Is there actually anything written on this chalkboard that even makes remote amount of sense? Or is it all written in shorthand and whatever?
Yeah. I think I walk up with Dino, and I'm just like...
Oddly enough,
flashlight on it, looking at it going...
Dino, I'm going to get you to roll languages.
Nice.
What language? It's English. It is English, but here's the thing about literacy,
There's
folks.
no dice
Everyone
for that,
is...
though.
Well, do logic twice then.
Okay.
Logic plus intuition, whichever's higher.
Yeah.
I got one hit on English. I'm smart.
Well, here's the thing. People read icons now and headlines. They don't actually read a lot of text. And so this it's handwritten script. It's in cursive, and most of it's in cursive. A couple headings here and there, which you managed.
Sure.
You piece it together based on the headings. So there's one of them says shift schedule, and there's a bunch of scribbles underneath that you can assume are probably names. You also see A, B, C, like a couple of different routes, and it says like service and service schedule, and you get a bunch of times. It's an old shift assignment board. One thing you do notice is that in a corner it says it has been 320 days. It's been 320 days since our last accident. You can definitely see that one, and it and that's it. That's all you got on the board.
I'm looking around and I'm just like, I mean, this stuff's old, but do you think it's actually worth anything? Like a collector or something? Just looks like
no
junk to me. Yeah.
This would have. They're just gonna wipe it clean and turn it into a dinner plate that anybody that I know.
Yeah. Might be something somewhere, but I'm not rolling this place to find out. Not yet, at least.
As neat as this looks, I'm not carrying this around to drag it back up. We're looking for something else.
Sure. Yeah.
You both do, just on the edge of hear something shift and like a stone or something click and fall.
Sure.
What direction?
Seems to be coming from beyond this door, but pretty far away.
Oh. That's where the tracks go. Can we ascend through the walls? Is that a thing?
Unfortunately, no. Walls actually, if it blocks line of sight, you have a hard time sensing it, unless you want to astrally project.
I can do that, can't I?
I can project.
Probably better than only one of us does, right?
Yeah, if you want to do it, I'll watch your body.
There's a chair there.
Yeah. Even. Oh, nice! I find a chair. Is it
walk over.
Rick, it is. It's a spinny chair. It's really grindy when you turn it, but it does. You can sit in it.
I started. I'm like, nope, we're not doing that.
I won't spin you. Just stay put.
All right, so you plunk your butt down in this old desk chair, and Dino kind of just stands guard over you. Go ahead and you push out of your body and just you're floating above it, very Doctor Strange style. And up near the ceiling, you can see Dino's aura glowing away magically below you. And you're just kind of hovered down back to about just mostly out of habit at regular walking height. And you can press on through the door if you want.
Sure. I guess we'll just remember where I was.
Or we can just do this.
Are you going to make me a duplicate?
Done.
Nice. Can I clone? Can I color this? I can't. It'd be nice if there's a tint. Oh well.
I can do that.
It's got a blue dot.
It's got a blue dot.
All right,
let's go.
Blue dot.
Nice. All right. So you press through the door, and because it's metal, it doesn't give any real resistance. You just poke your face through, and you open up into darkness. But you sense old echoes of so many emotions flowing through this place that are incredibly old. Can I get you to do an sensing feel? An sensing roll, please.
Totally. Yes. Only 2. Luck turns.
It's you get flickers on the edge of your vision of old reunions, and you see it's this weird thing because it's totally empty in this space, and yet you see these auras that have been left here from God only knows how long ago of these memories.
I'm trying to kind of ignore the memories and filter out is there any actual real life signs and stuff like that?
Yeah. Unfortunately, the whole place seems pretty empty. I'll reveal the next chunk for you. You see a waiting area with a couple of steps down, and those little chairs, and there's some old TVs mounted in the wall just immediately to your left. Further down than that is a very large open space. You can see what presumably are some offices down there, maybe meeting rooms. It's hard to tell at this distance. You can see hallways branching around, a central kind of area. Immediately to your right, it looks like there's a hall that wraps around another. It's almost like it would be a hexagonal shape. It is, as I describe what I see. That's not great GMing. Sorry.
So it's essentially
you're seeing
a main station.
Yes, this is almost Grand Central style. kind of
Yeah.
with large hallways, 10, 20 feet across, and in the main thoroughfare, which is what you're immediately adjacent to, is almost 60, yeah, maybe on the way to 60 feet, like deep, and easily 100, maybe more feet all the way down. You can't. It gets lost in the general din of astral
Cool.
as you look that way, and you look back the other way, and it extends quite a bit that way as well.
Can I locate anything that might have made that noise? Maybe that would be like a penalized perception, because I'm trying to actually.
With a 2,
I can still look
unfortunately,
at the world, right? I'm not sure.
like
Like non-astrally, like you can look at the real
That's-
world. It's just there's a negative to it.
is that? I don't even.
I don't know. I have no idea. I might have to
What
manifest.
would your ruling on that be there?
Let me make sure I'm
Yathan?
understanding what you're asking. You want to know what it looks like in the real world in meat space?
Yeah, it's like if I'm viewing astrally, right?
If
I have a
you're
negative
viewing
to anything that I'm doing in the real world. So I would assume that if I'm like astrally projecting, it would be the same rules apply for perception.
I know spirits
Yes,
can manifest.
Yeah, you can technically manifest as an astral projection.
Yeah, that's just to be seen, though, right? It doesn't change
yeah.
my ability to interact with the
won't-
world.
No,
I think
it
you
really
see
doesn't
astrally.
a lot. Astrally, however, everything looks. You see chairs, you see tables, and
Right.
stuff.
So I'm
in
looking
a
for that
muted
kind of
form.
junk. Yeah.
You see it in like almost like you're looking through an opaque window.
Sure.
You know
Yeah.
there's stuff there, but finer details are not
Right.
within your line of vision.
Okay.
Any
So you can
living
just answer my
soul-
question honestly of whether or not I
Yeah.
would be able to pick something up.
You can see the chairs and you can see the hallway, but you don't see anything.
Right. I don't
That
see
would've been
like
the
a
source of that
person or
sound.
anything.
If there's
Cool.
anything, light source is no. It's essentially you're looking in a constant form of dusk.
Cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. All right. So I
anything
peeked
that's living,
through.
though, is anything living. Yeah, that's going to light up like a Christmas tree at any distance.
Right. So I looked through to see if like okay, what made that noise? And I'm not finding anything immediately. At
Unfortunately,
least.
no.
Cool.
you can't.
Great. So yeah, I'll just come back and be like, anything that's over there is not right on the other side of that door.
Yeah, it's a big, wide open space that looks pretty empty.
Cool. Yeah.
Now, would we technically? Now, I know the map directions have shifted a little bit versus what we were looking at versus what we are looking at now. Would this still technically moving in this general direction where I'm pinging? Would that be still technically considered south and east?
For the sake of that would be more. Just let's get a little weird with my map. I know on the map that's south and west, but let's say at this point, this direction towards the on north on our map would be considered. Actually, yeah, south and east is that way. I'm gonna switch it around.
Yeah, you can draw at least give us a compass reading or something. Draw an arrow with
that's
an
a
N
good
on
idea.
it, and then maybe an east or something on the side.
Nope, that's not helpful.
The important thing is sort of where we started, right? If we started at one spot and we were told to go south and
Essentially,
east,
if you keep going this way where I'm pinging, I don't know if you can see that. That is.
Oh, I
that
see it
is-
now. Yeah,
You can, if you keep going
Like-
this direction,
this one.
that would be the direction you were told to keep going.
Interesting. I see. So
I
the
kinda
edge of the
flipped
map we
it, yeah.
came in on was like this.
Yeah.
That makes sense. Sorry, I'm zoomed out pretty far, so you might not be saying. What
Yeah,
I'm-
just switch your east and west, basically, on the map, just for the sake of me not having to flip this.
There, how's that?
That's
Drew a
beautiful.
little mini compass.
Look at that. It's like we're about to pass geography class.
We're
I failed
in
geography,
Mirror World.
believe it or not.
Nice.
You have stepped into the other side.
Yeah,
All right.
I guess
So-
so. Somehow.
That's not how
you can
compasses
keep-
work.
No, it is not.
To the Twilight Zone.
All right.
You can
Well,
rotate.
anyway,
Well, he said it was flipped, so I just wrote
The
it backwards. We control your
Sure.
vertical, your horizontal.
Huh, all right. Well,
It's
The Earth
all
will
playing
reverse
pretend.
polarity while we're at it. That's all good.
Yeah,
look.
exactly. It's been 80 years. That's
Well, I'm going to
they're
leave
saying
that.
that's gonna happen.
I'd rather leave that there for a good reference when we come back. If we cut out soon, and we can at least come back to this and go, okay, that's where we're going.
Yeah, exactly.
all right.
All right.
I'm gonna
So, where do you want to
go
go?
through this door. Let's cut back to
I'm following him. So,
the other squad.
oh, you want to go back around the other way, or do you want to go down to the double doors?
Oh, I mean, I want to go through the door that I just peered through,
Okay,
but
so-
I'd like to cut the camera back to them.
Yeah, that's fair.
See what they're doing.
So Bliss and His Majesty, you gonna try the double doors? Or you gonna go reconnect?
Well,
with the other
first, first I would kind of try to get as much as I can get, including how many keyboards could I carry?
guys? Well, there's
You got to find that
There's
deck
only
from that old
two.
Shadowrun promo.
yeah.
There's only two?
two in the room, so yeah, you can get those. And,
Okay.
I think they're called mice, and they have wires as well.
Yeah.
More rats, of course.
That would be a pretty cool.
Question: Are the optical
Backwards.
mice, or are these got the roller balls to them?
they're
Ooh, yeah.
they're not roller balls. They're not that old. I mean, I'm
Oh,
old, but
yeah.
I remember those. So yeah.
I mean,
I do too.
I'm surprised they're
Go ahead
not
and take
rollerball if we got one of those curly cute
Yeah.
phones.
Most of
Alright.
rollerball mousing was this.
Yeah.
You ever used to take
So-
them out to school and just kind of hide them everywhere?
Oh, you were that kid. Yeah. Like the kid who always
I
cuts
was.
the mice cable in the classroom, or just cuts. The
No, I
cable.
never. No,
hate that.
no,
kid.
no. I'm not that big of an asshole. Come on now.
Yeah, that's just.
I just took the roller balls.
Yeah, let's
Yeah.
go through the double doors.
All right, so you guys, boom,
Well-
you clear out that room and
Yeah.
get everything of old tech. You're like, wait a minute, this would be a great motif. So you get all your old tech stuff, and then you're ready to go. His Majesty, boom, doors open, no problem for you. And Bone
My
Mother
favorite reason for
Dino,
going to Weight Watchers.
you hear this massive, and you see these doors kick open, and you've got that few seconds of you're almost ready to cast, and then you see His Majesty. Pardon me.
Yeah,
you see
just
His
man is
Majesty.
charging up, going, "Oh, it's him." Okay.
Yeah, come waltzing through this double doors.
Hey guys.
You see their flashlights,
Dude.
and you kind of pan it on each other. You're like, ugh, can't see.
Dude, you're cool and all, but you damn near got a lightning bolt up the ass.
Oh, but look, I have stuff.
Oh.
I do a slight head tilt. Okay.
Yeah, what do you think that's
Cool.
worth, Dino?
Not worth it, huh?
To a collector.
Yeah,
Wait,
you
yeah,
must
I mean-
know a collector, I'm sure. I can tell.
No.
Well,
No,
not only
no,
that-
no.
no. Think
No,
this.
this
Think
is
this.
my jewelry.
This is
Well,
my
back to
phone.
work.
She
I'm
got a
not
keyboard.
saying otherwise.
I got a phone.
I'm just saying.
You guys don't touch it.
I
Wait,
don't
that's a
have problem.
phone?
She's
What
going
makes
to
you
use
think
the
that's a
keyboard
phone?
to set up my phone.
Wait, why do you think that's a phone? Where did you get that idea from?
Hello, McFly.
It's old tech, but it still could work. You know those hipsters who got the weird shit or whatnot? I guarantee you, if she were to take one of those things,
This is
retool it for
everything I
deck,
wanted it to be.
She could
I mean-
definitely sell it to a hipster decker, man. I am not
No.
kidding you, man.
I'm keeping this phone
Decker.
It's
I'm
good
not
for
saying the
smashing
phone,
people
I mean
in the
the
face.
keyboards.
and
No.
talking to your investment banker.
These are.
Awesome. I'm just
But
cool.
I'm-
You guys got them. We're good.
Anyway.
Oh, you're gonna gut the keyboard and turn it into it's
Yeah, yeah.
the chassis. Cool, retro chassis. Gotcha.
You're gonna have the keys as a necklace charm. I can see that.
At this
That's
point,
totally-
His Majesty
and him
just
with
looks,
the phone,
looks down at
awesome.
Bliss is like, I mean, they don't, it's, you know,
No, I get it. I totally get it. I totally get it.
aren't we supposed to be looking for a football?
Yeah, I think it's this way.
Oh, footballs. Yeah.
All right, so you
Aren't
guys
they made from pigs?
reconvene. I'm just going to drag you back together as you pad your way across this. It's weird. It's so wide open. His Majesty, for some reason, dragging a bunch of rocks with him.
Wow.
Actually,
sense?
His
Makes
Majesty walks across and just like leans on like like there's this dangling wire and there's a bit of a hole above, and he just kind of tugs on it a bit, and the wire comes out. He's like, "She wanted tech." You go to offer it and take like 5 steps, and behind you, all this rubble comes falling out of the ceiling and just crushes down on the space you were just standing in.
Oh, when we come into this new space, can I do another matrix perception?
Sure.
Trying to see if this is kind of the path, because they've been
Absolutely.
watching us. So she wants to see if there's something in here.
Sure, make your roll.
All right.
Everybody's watching me.
What if it was found down here, you know? Like, pulled it back to, like, whittling again. It's like, because this is like, I mean, it's stuffy, but I'd live down here.
Jesus. Okay.
Oh, wow. Bella.
What's your limit?
Hit your limit.
My limit is 7.
Count the sixes. Holy damn. When it works for you, boy, does it ever work. All right, 9 successes, 7 of them count.
7
So,
count.
You just go, and you just pick up on all these tiny little data feeds flowing around, just the barest hint of them, and maybe it's because there's so little around. What little bit of the feed you can pick up on stands out, and you see this data pulse.
I think it's because I just got some wicked fucking jewelry.
It's true, that too.
Those
You actually
old
pick
books.
up a ping, and you see high on the wall, there's 2 things. Number one, you see another one of those cameras right there. Just bloop. It's up, standard way of them trying to hide it, but you can pick it up no problem, and it's just sitting right there, right on this. Like, you guys would be on the feed right now. You would definitely be seen as you walk towards this thing, and then not too far away from it, but on the other wall, a little bit further down, you get a different feel. It's a different feed entirely. It is not the same with 9 or 7 successes that count. You tell at a glance that this is not the same matrix feed. It is going either from or to somebody else. And you pick up, and in the darkness, it's almost like the camera pans and zooms right in on, and you see this drone. It's clinging on the side of the wall right here, and it is busy. It has been moving, and you see it running silent.
I want to own that. I want to own that.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm gonna need you to roll your electronics warfare.
You know, so we're just like, all right, go find the next thing, right? And you're just like, zone out, and we're like, did you find it yet or not? And this whole side thing happens instead. Cool.
Absolutely.
Sorry.
No, I love it. It's great. That's what I'm
This
saying.
is what Shadowrun is.
I mean, Matrix stuff's so fast anyway, but
It's true.
I love the idea that we're like, oh wow, must be hard to find.
All right.
Like, she just
I'm-
puts her hand on the Sasquatch as you're walking, just so you don't fall over.
I'm just imagining
I'm gonna-
if you point out the other things before looking at the.
She's hacking.
I'm using my last edge
Okay.
Oh,
to try to blow this up.
All right.
so is that thing where you like sacrifice dice to own it better or something? Is it that thing?
Yeah. Do you want to take away dice or to get more marks, or are you just gonna?
I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of dice for this. But how many do I
Oh.
get if I use edge?
You get your edge rating worth of extra dice, and
Plus-
6s pop. So.
Yeah.
it's
And your
really-
limit is broken.
Edge
Yeah, your
rating.
limit's
I'm
broken.
looking.
6s
3.
are re-rolled.
All right.
It's not bad.
Okay. I'll take away 4, so that'll okay. I have 8 plus a 3 minus the 4. That'll give me 7.
All right.
Cool.
Go for it.
Only gonna regret this, but we'll see what happens.
See, you're already jinxing it.
Damn!
Now,
That's
if you
swinging
have
and
more
miss.
edge,
I mean,
That's
4
a
more
0
dice wouldn't have
hits.
changed that much. Wow.
yeah,
Oh my god, that was so bad.
that was such a bad roll. 2 1s, a bunch of 4s. You can re-roll failures if you choose to. If you want to spend another edge. It's up to
she
you.
just said it was her last.
Oh,
That
we
was
help,
my last edge.
Can we spend edge on each other? Is that a rule in this game?
No.
No.
No?
I
Okay,
wish
cool.
it was.
I
No,
just-
you can in some you can augment people
Yeah.
other ways, but no.
That makes sense.
I just want to see what would have happened if I had rolled those 4. Yeah, it wouldn't have mattered.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I suck today.
Wasn't meant to be.
What are you talking
I-
about? You suck today. You just owned every
I-
other roll.
I want to
She is
own this.
What? You go to get into this drone and
you are like
You're just-
one of 2 people. One of 2 people. You are Neo or His Majesty. One or the other.
So
Yeah.
you just
Sorry, go
you see
ahead.
this tiny drone and you're like, it's not even that small. It's probably about the size of your forearm. It does look kind of it looks insectine in its build, and she pauses and points over towards it and then zones out to like get a hold of this thing, and you extend your consciousness out just to make contact on the matrix and just convince this thing to go onto your side. And you just briefly touch your consciousness to this drone, and it's just and you fall. I want you to resist sorry, that was very loud. I want you
No,
to
that was great.
resist basically,
Brain damage.
yeah, roll to resist brain damage. No, but you're going to be rolling your
No, there's-
willpower
you
plus
get
your
2 1.
body. And if you have any
Why not resonance?
Oh yeah, resonance. Sure, let's do resonance plus willpower. Thank you. I was thinking about it for hacker, but it's a
Yeah,
Tech
let's go
roll.
right
Answer.
in.
all right. So you don't take
It'll
any
do.
damage, but it does drive you right back into your body, and you kind of shudder up against His Majesty for a second as this thing
Yeah.
adamantly refuses your approach. And in
God
the back
Damn
of
it.
your you got 4 rolls on your resonance, so you are not dazed quite enough to let me rephrase that. You in that second you feel another contact in your mind, just brushing up against your mind, and it literally says no.
Can I just roll to kind of perceive whatever I can perceive of her?
Yeah, well, you automatically get that she fell into you, and she's kind of looking around, wondering what that was. Bella, or sorry,
Something
Bliss,
ain't right.
that was weird.
Yeah.
You're right there, girl.
That's why you don't want to mess with that outdated tech. Rub off on you. I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know anything about tech.
I don't know if
How
it's
many legs does
outdated.
this thing have?
What happened?
How many
What's wrong?
legs?
How many legs?
Yeah.
I don't
It
think it
is
is.
Aerial, or is it?
no, it's a crawler
Leggy.
drone. It's a leggy drone, and it's got 6 legs.
I feel like you were doing something and it didn't go the way you. What happened?
At this point, that
I
drone
got
was-
my ass kicked by
you see
it.
these legs extend out a little bit further, so its reach is even farther, so it can move faster. The whole thing just kind of
Animate.
skitters up and starts running for a hole in the ceiling. And roll your animate.
And I want to cast animate, and I'm going to animate those little legs to walk towards us. It's not going.
Okay, you're gonna have to
Nice.
beat its
Love
object
it.
object.
Yeah.
Can
It
I know
is
that with normal
high tech.
skills? I know with normal skills you can help if you also have the same skill. Can I do that on magic?
I mean,
Can I like see that you're casting animate and be like, I know that spell?
There is.
Yeah. Do you have spellcasting?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he would have to make a spellcasting check to understand what I'm casting.
Oh, that's a good point. Yeah, I couldn't
Yeah.
just know it because I have the spell.
All right,
Oh.
make your check though, because you hear Dino start to
Just like a
mutter
flat
and you start
spellcasting
to-
check?
Yeah, it should be a regular spellcasting. That's just because you're determining what I'm casting.
Oh, for
Yeah.
hits.
Wasn't-
Yeah, you can tell that he's casting animate. You've done those hand motions before. Although
Mhm.
I thought
there is
there
a
was some
slight
more
our
where you
difference
traditions
to
are
it.
slightly different.
His
but
his
yeah.
shamanic cast is a little different than your mage hermetic cast. However, nonetheless, the
I'm
basics,
wicked.
some of the you're Wiccan. I didn't know that. So there are some similarities. Animate. Okay.
Animate, force 5. I'm going to
Okay.
walk that bitch right towards us. I made 1 point on drain. The other 2 points that I didn't make, I have reagents. I'm burning those off.
Nice. Quick question, because I'm a little rusty on this. When you're casting against high-tech things,
Yeah, there's
I'm
object
not
resistance.
exactly. I'm not affecting the tech itself. What I am doing is I am animating those legs to walk its ass right over to us.
okay,
Yeah,
it
but
is-
object resistance is a.
It's a,
So
it's
it
a
does-
thing.
it does-
It is highly processed.
Yes.
I know you're
it
not
is.
taking over the drone.
No, I'm not.
Per se,
I'm not taking over the drone.
But you're
persona,
making
but
its
I'm
legs
anim-
move in your direction.
It's
Yeah.
just a
But
physical
specifically
spell, so
for,
it's a physical resistance. It would resist with its body.
Animate
Yes.
specifically calls out the object resistance, I think, right?
It does.
So-
It does.
It's manipulation. Type physical. Mine is
Yeah,
like-
the drone would just resist with its body. That's it.
All
Now
right.
let's see. Object resistance. Natural objects are 3. Manufactured low tech is 6. High tech would be 9. But high tech in this sense would be like if the metal is like an advanced alloy, not like because it has electronics in it.
90% of the drones are made of plastic.
Right? Yeah, totally.
this
So that,
is
that would
legit.
be sticks for the object resistance. I don't know how that actually plays into effect for animate, but I'd have to
It's okay.
review it.
I'm gonna.
As long as I'm not really, as long as I am not exactly bending things that shouldn't bend,
Mhm.
I'd be okay.
I'm gonna
I
rule
still,
that
it
it
still
gets
has
6
an
on the
object
resist.
resistance.
It's pretty.
Oh.
It's pretty high tech, and it's definitely not. It's a custom jobby. It's not your It's not even your standard drone. It's a shiny.
But if anything, it would have slowed it down a bit.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
It's not
I'm
gonna
gonna
just
see what it gets.
Shoot straight up. It's gonna if it rolled a 6, that means it's not
Two hits.
going anywhere.
One of those
2 hits to get-
exploded, though. Look at that. 22. I just rolled a
Holy
22 on a d6.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Nice.
absolutely. It's trying to go away, and it's funny because you're from your point of view, you can see a few of the legs, and those ones start moving in your directions. The other two are trying to like scramble
No!
away,
No! Oh God, no!
and so you have effectively made it climb down the wall to the ground, but it is fighting you every step of the way. It's like going a little bit forward and then a little bit back, and pulling
When
it.
I see it coming toward us,
I do mention that His Majesty or even Bone Mother can go over and tackle the damn thing. It's not going anywhere right this bloody second.
just be careful.
I'd
That is
volunteer
not-
for
Careful.
tackling services.
That's not ancient. That's not
no,
old
it's not
tech.
ancient. That's new tech. That
Uh,
belongs to somebody.
What?
And it
skill
didn't
that he
like me
needs?
doing what I did. It
So you
yelled
need to
like
open it
it
up.
got mad at me.
Would that be unarmed combat? Like just
It is unarmed
Crap.
combat. Subdual combat
But-
if you have it.
yeah.
But if he's
Yeah.
walking up on it, I can at least animate it to where it's not moving, or at least I'm counteracting.
Well,
it.
Well,
I'm
you're
just
counteracting its locomotion, but it is able to move its body, and specifically those 4 out of the 6 legs are not go.
Well,
like
I'm
they're
just
not
trying to
moving.
lower its touch. I'm
Oh,
trying to increase His Majesty's chances of snagging this thing.
Absolutely, go for it.
I will make a
Just run
unarmed
away.
combat roll.
And Bliss is gonna step back.
Actually, after a few seconds of not being able to get away and dragging it towards you, it's you can see the legs are kind of half-heartedly trying to move away, and then the other 4 stopping it. So you've got it pretty much held in one spot. His Majesty walks towards it, bends down to pick it up. What'd you get?
5.
5 hits. All right.
Was-
As you bend down to get it, the back, what would be the thorax, opens up. There's a little,
Ooh,
and then
be
this.
careful.
So you got. Sorry, did you say 6?
Trying to sting me.
It
Yeah,
actually
oh,
is
5.
So I try to like
okay.
grab it by its legs.
So you grab the legs, and this stinger, very much like a mechanical scorpion stinger, comes up, and it's got on the end of it this thick, like hypodermic needle-looking thing on the end, and it's trying to get you, and you're holding it out from your body so it can't get you, and you gotta like occasionally be like, whoa, whoa, and it's just desperately trying to sting the crap out of you right now. And the legs are trying to scramble. You've got it.
Can I make a move to kind of like let go of one of the legs and grab the stinger?
Yeah, for sure.
Wait a minute. If it, I
How would that
stinger-
same roll, I guess?
All the notes.
All right. With this spell is sustained, so anything I see on it, I can animate it. I am trying to slow that tail down now.
Sure thing. I'm going to count that as basically the assist. You can. How many hits did you get on your net? Did you get on that animate?
5.
5. Okay, so that means you get 5 extra dice, right?
Well, not net, right? Net would be 3.
Oh yeah, 3. Sorry, you get 3 net dice. You get to roll His Majesty on to add
Okay.
to your attack.
Roll that. 8.
Nice. It
All
tries
3 of
to
those came
sting
up
you
right.
again. So 3. It tries to sting you again. So net is 5. So you grab it. You got a good grab on this thing, and this thing is like oozing out the end. Like this little liquid is oozing out of the end of the hypodermic.
Kind of like tilt it away and like pull the thing
Sure,
up.
just pull it apart. Yeah,
Yeah.
you break it. You're strong enough. You're crazy strong. You just bend and you snap off the hypodermic. The tail now uselessly thrashing against you. As this thing is just it's a forearm-sized pseudo
Just be like-
scorpion.
Now,
Who wants
who
it?
does that belong to?
That's a good
Who
question.
wants it?
Would Bella know, or would Bliss know where the battery pack is on the damn thing?
With a hardware check, probably.
Sure.
Does she want to go near that thing again?
Is it a known model, or is it a
It's
custom
No,
job?
this is a custom job.
This is a custom job, though. She would probably have to roll.
It's weird. It's now that you can see it a little better as His Majesty walks it back. It is definitely high tech. It is definitely current, but some of the materials used in it are
Old?
bizarre choices. Some of them are old, or bits of it are made of. It's almost like it's a clockwork scorpion, like
Right.
steampunk style in a few places.
Mhm.
Well, somebody's got a flare.
Yeah, that's not well, that's certainly out of the usual for our good event organizer friends. Might be another.
This is something different. I
gonna
can
say
tell
it
you
might
that
be
right now.
another Runner.
It's definitely different
This is
than what
probably
we were
another
dealing
runner.
with.
Yeah, someone's got a signature style.
Yep. So I
Show
would
offs.
suggest
I say as
Bella-
I like have this like intricately carved bone. I'm just like
If I like look at the body of it, can I like see if there's like a camera on it?
Oh yeah, where its head would be, there's at least a dual, if not triple camera. All
By the way,
pointed
I got-
under a-
megapixels.
I'm gonna hold the camera like up to my face and be like, "Listen, I will hack you."
I'm standing behind him. He'll do it. He'll totally
yeah,
do it.
yeah. I'm doing the same thing. I just lean over and just
We're all,
try like
we're all in the background
yeah,
behind.
yeah, he will.
He will totally do it, man. He will totally do that.
By the way, I just rolled a 4
Oh.
for successes
Oh, to
the battery.
unplug it. Yeah, you get into its underside there, and just quick little screw and out pops the battery, and the whole thing just the legs just shut down.
It's like-
and it dangles.
That's like the last thing you see is, I will hack you.
Absolutely.
And you kept your promise as far as it knows.
Yeah.
I want to try something weird with probably a sensing.
Yeah,
This
what's
is
up?
like signature style. Someone's put a lot of effort to make this like reflect their true self.
Yeah.
Can I try and like track the astral signature that's been left on this thing? It's probably hard because it's so tech. But
Psychometry would be the one to do it.
be what?
Psychometry.
I don't know that
it's
skill. That's not in the
meta
core book.
magic.
Oh,
It's
okay.
magic.
It's meta magic, sure.
Unfortunately,
I thought just normally there wasn't
with
like
the
an astral
karma
tracking
from
thing.
this, for living things, yes, but unfortunately, I mean, you could read an astral signature on it, and
Yeah,
try to.
I was
pick it.
hoping that it would like.
You can
reflect.
walk up
Yeah.
and put your hand on it and see if you can get a read on the astral
Yeah,
signature.
I imagine it'd be really difficult because
yeah.
of like they probably have those extra resistance
So-
dice for the object and stuff like that.
I mean, with my gremlins, me touching it, did she really need to pull the battery?
Yeah. Gremlin specifically says that if you want to destroy something with it, it works perfectly. That's in the course description.
You guys just have a piece of tech you don't like. Just hand it to His Majesty. Here, break this. Oh, sure.
Don't break this.
What is
Smash.
it, Goonies, when they hand the painting over to Chucky, he's just like 3, 2, 1.
Well, no.
You
I mean,
guys said I was
Bliss.
gonna break this.
Actually,
No,
that's
Bliss
a perfect.
doesn't want this broken.
No, she
Bliss
wants
wants
to.
And
to
just
keep
like-
this.
Yeah, totally.
It
This
is.
doesn't
It
look
is
like a
beautiful
football.
craftsmanship.
Yeah, Bliss wants to keep this.
So there's two paths ahead. You're by the way
You
totally
know-
on camera at this point. Unless you
Yeah,
wanna
there's
grab that
still a
camera.
camera up there, isn't there? Yeah. Can I like get the other magic users together and see if we can actually like work together to figure out this whole astral signature thing, or is that just like not a avenue we can take?
I mean, you can certainly
You
try to
could,
get a
I-
sense of it.
Cool. So I'll broach the idea with Dino.
All right.
See,
Uh,
'cause if we can. It's going to be difficult,
do
so
a
if we can work together, that'd be
group-
great.
A sensing check, basically.
Yeah, and I don't know if that's just like one person helping and then the other person doing it, or what that is, but
well, it'll probably, if it's a group thing, we both roll, and he takes both our rolls into account.
okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, if we've had that conversation and we're happy doing that, then I will do that. 3 and 3.
Yeah.
3 and 3.
We are very similarly good at a sensing.
So you both place your hands on this custom. It almost looks like bits of bands of copper and.
By the way,
other
I have
alloys.
dropped that spell. By the way, the enemy.
Yeah.
Since it's
Yeah,
no
I
longer
figured
needed.
as much.
Yeah.
Now that it's not needed. So you place your hands on this thing and you're trying to get a sense of who sent this or what, like where is this from, and gain any knowledge about it. And there's a you can see a hand crafting this. Zoomed in, you can only see basically from the wrists over. You can see the pieces being put together with absolute care. You also see some other drones entering the picture and assisting with this and moving and gathering around on a table. And you see like almost like a mechanical arm riveting and doing fine spot welding in a few places. And these really now you can kind of see past the cuffs and you see these armbands this person's wearing. Just there is something odd about their left arm, and it's hard to pick up exactly what it is, but you can tell it doesn't move the way the other one does.
Yeah, cybernetic, and it's a heavy rigger right there.
Something's going on there.
Cool.
And there's an odd flavor to this that you're not familiar with. Bliss, as you're watching them do this, you have this feeling of like you see what they're doing and that you know that magic is not your thing, and yet you feel this compulsion to almost join in. You want to?
Okay,
Touch it. You know you want to touch it.
I do.
I mean, yeah, you're a Matrix
I
magician. You're better
so-
at this than we are, probably.
Yeah,
You
I
extend
so
your
want
hand out.
this.
I want you to do resonance plus intuition.
Makes sense.
Two successes.
2 successes. You place your hand with the hand Bone Mother and Dino on this device, and for a second, you feel this feeling like almost like you're falling, and then you're there. You're with them. You look up and you can see them standing next to you, and they can see you. It's the weirdest thing. Now her form is streaked with these little blue lightning lines, and the rest of her fading away to transparent. It is a very odd feeling as the three of you connect in a way that shouldn't make sense. And you see her whole body is this almost like wire frame, and it's got this pulse to her in the rhythm with her heart, and you see the pulse extend outwards along all of her limbs to the one that's now overlapping with the other hands as you're all touching this drone. And you look up and you can see the room a tiny bit clearer. It's a small underground space, sealed, an old window in a corner with rock on the outside. And I don't mean like a view, I mean like pressed against where the glass would be.
Right.
You see technology littering around, some of it moving of its own accord. You see a chair and a man reclining in that chair. And he's kind of looking around, letting the technology do its dance for him. And he looks down at the drone, and you have this almost fear that he might see the three of you for a second. And then it begins to fade. And you try to hold on to it, but it slips away. And then the next thing you know, you're back in this space. In this old train terminal.
Cool.
Wow.
Resonance
Oh.
and magic are not really the
They
same.
don't really mix well together.
But they're not all that different either. There is some weird, lingering, static energy between the three of you.
Yeah.
Do you guys need a smoke?
Yeah, actually, I'm busting out a cigarette.
That one
Well, so is
gave
this good for
new.
you? So is it good for you as it was for me?
Yeah, that gave new meaning to. Yeah. Anyway.
All right.
So,
Oh,
Do you know?
standing-
we can put that to use. Not sure how yet.
You know, I know this is probably very valuable, and you could probably sell this for quite a bit, but
Take it.
if I promise to give you everything
Take it.
else, you can have all my jewelry.
Technically speaking, it's not a body. The deal was I roll the bodies. This isn't a body.
And she
That
just
is-
takes this thing and looks over at HM and is like, carry this? Because she can't.
It's not that big, right?
Forearm
No.
size, so
Of
you
like
could
a
chuck it in
human.
your little side bag. You
Yeah,
got a
that.
Wookiee
And
style
it's
side
probably
bag.
gonna take
more
that-
than-
The
Probably no
needle
more
that
than
was
10
dripping,
pounds.
and it kind of be like,
Oh, you tasted?
yeah.
well, he's probably got a high enough body. He could probably handle anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead and roll.
I mean, it's
body.
not like it was stabbed into his veins or anything.
Toxin
it's a tiny
resistance,
dose.
right?
It's a tiny little dose. Toxin resistance. And as any good doctor will tell you, it's not the toxin that kills you, it's the dosage.
Yeah. Totally.
Tongue's gonna go down. He's gonna walk. We're gonna see His Majesty walking around. I feel my tongue now.
It's like Novocaine.
I've rolled better. I got 3 on that.
Only 3?
Yeah.
It's probably enough for a microdose. Yeah.
I mean, it was just like a little, like,
Microdose.
you know,
Oh, you are so lucky.
just
So
trying to
I
figure out
rolled a
what.
d10 to figure out how much was decreased by. It started at 16.
Oh no!
Wow.
So you take 4 stun.
Oh wow.
4
4
stun.
stun.
Yeah.
Like straight up.
Straight up
Okay.
4 stun. Your tongue is totally numb.
He's probably feeling a little woozy. We could
So
probably.
he's just gonna be like,
We technically, at this point in time, we should make our way back up to the up to here real quick, where these counters are.
Yeah.
We can chill for about an hour, which he could get his stun back. As long as he rests for about an hour, rolls his body, he can get his stun back. Plus, it would give us a chance to get our bearings again.
Yeah, I'd
If you
take
want
that.
-2.
All right.
I need
You-
to take that as well because I've got physical damage that I
Physical
need to
damage.
still
How
build.
How much physical damage do you have?
4.
Yeah, actually, if you can heal the physical, then we can actually
Here.
trade it in for stun, and then we can recover stun on the short rest. Yeah, that will actually
Yeah.
work.
Just eat this Twinkie.
Nice.
Ooh, wow.
So you retreat back to the office.
You have no damage.
Nice. And Dino
Who?
kind of gets you to sit back against one of those desks that you were looking at. And meanwhile, Bone Mother and His Majesty managed to just lock the doors. They do have locks on them. And you kind of shelter in this little space, that office where there was the chalkboard and the 3 desks. That would be a little more secure than just behind
Yeah.
the
Yeah, that would be a lot more secure. Yeah, so get her to sit down. I hit her with the heel. I got 7 hits, made my drain. She's golden.
Nice.
Um,
Dino gets you to lean back against one of the desks, and he places a hand on kind of like upper shoulder, collarbone area, and this warmth just spreads out like a really strong whiskey just flooding through your body for a second. You get really lightheaded for a minute, and it almost like lifts you up off the ground for a second, just and then you're back, and your electrical burns and any other scrapes and injuries you have are just they fade into memory, and you're feeling good again.
Does anyone on top of their mind know what the stun healing natural recovery roll is?
Yeah, it's
body
twice your willpower.
Is it
Yeah.
twice willpower?
Is it twice willpower?
I think it's twice willpower.
That makes sense to me. I just wasn't sure. Okay.
I gotta check.
If
So I
physical
always
is
based-
twice
I barely-
body, maybe there's body involved.
Body's involved as well. Just a second.
Is it body
It-
willpower?
Body willpower.
Okay.
Yeah,
Because I
Body
have
willpower
13
and-
dice.
you roll that for your stun, and
That's what you get over.
over 1 hour you get that back.
Yeah.
Now, body is essentially body plus any medical things, and it's usually a day's worth
Yeah.
for physical.
For
Yes.
physical, no, for physical, it's double body.
Oh, it's a double body, but that
I knew there was a double something.
counts over days instead of hours.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
then
The intervals
Stun
of the
is
day.
body willpower.
All right, how'd you do on your stun retake there, His Majesty? All right.
Yeah,
That's
got all
enough.
4.
So
Oh, he's good.
after a while of sitting in this office, the feeling comes back to your tongue, and you're just like, oh, yeah, you can talk again. Congratulations.
Cool.
Okay.
All right, so you guys barricade. That seems like a good place to pause, I think, as you're kind of taking stock. And you retreat in here.
Cool.
I know we're not done with this complete adventure, and we didn't get karma for last time. How much do you think we've gotten so far? More of a curiosity question.
Usually I average about 5 to 8 per session. So count the last, split the difference, call it 6 from the last one, and it'll be 6 from this one. Because you managed to, well, actually no, sorry, only 5 from the last one and 5 from this one for RP. You haven't actually accomplished your task.
Oh yeah,
yet.
we haven't hit the task yet.
But yeah, approximately that. All right, I think we're gonna hold there as you guys bunker down in an old abandoned office. This place could be a good base, but who knows what else is in here? Is in the darkness. The last thing you see is, like, as you close the door, is a bunch of like rat.
Low income housing, baby.
Yeah, I mean, legit. I'm just like, this is not so bad. This is pretty good.
And in the darkness,
Commute's gonna be a pain, but you know.
they
Oh no,
kill
we have
rats
a
and-
subway.
The subway's right at your door.
That's a good point. It's a good point.
All right, well,
I like
that's
it.
it for tonight. I think it's a good time to wrap it up. I could keep going, but you know,
I
we're gonna
cannot.
stop
Oh,
there.
good.
No.
Yeah.
We'll meet up again and do another session, and maybe some other people will catch up with you in that room. We'll find out next week. Hey, I need an episode title. So, hey, internet, we need an episode title, or players, anybody.
Tunnels and trolls.
Tunnels and Trolls. That's pretty good. Can you beat that, internet? Tunnels and Trolls.
TNT,
Something
baby.
squiddy.
Dynamite.
I feel like we've had an episode that's called that.
Did we?
TNT?
We had an episode that was T and T. It was T cubed. I think that was the last episode, actually.
Is it?
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
Might have
I
been.
can't- well, I'm playing a troll, so naturally I'm going to
Absolutely.
go
Top of mind, yeah.
We'll give the internet a few seconds here if they got any ideas for an episode title. I like Tunnels and Trolls. That's pretty good, but maybe something else will come out. Maybe in our map is backwards, so maybe something to do with that. I don't know.
So I was thinking that.
What dog?
Oh, it's your dog. I thought it was Bella's dog. All right. Well,
No,
while
this
we're
is
waiting
mine.
on that,
Not this time.
I'll do the wrap up
Yeah.
and say thanks very much for watching, everybody. We always take suggestions of our live games. We also have podcasts. So if you want to check our previous episodes, Dungeons and Dragons and Shadowrun, we'll be back here next Thursday is the plan. So tune in for a live game. Not sure whether it's going to be D&D or Shadowrun. Either one could happen at this point. And both of them are underground. How fun is that? Apparently I'm feeling... You would never know that I've spent so much time in my basement that it's starting to seep in. Anyway, so you can always make suggestions in game, check out previous episodes, give us a like or a follow or a sub or whatever the things are that the kids are doing these days.
Do the thing. Do the thing.
Push a button so you know when we're doing stuff, because
Push the button.
we love to have you guys here and we hope you enjoy our show. The other thing is we do Creative Commons music, and this one currently is Creepy. Alexander Nakareta, I got a shout out to that dude. He's a composer and he's got great stuff. You should check his stuff out as Creative Commons, but it's worth getting his complete discography.
Yeah,
so
his stuff is beautiful.
it's beautiful.
I use it for a lot of my stuff too.
Yeah, it's real good. And we also do sound with lots of other stuff. I'll put it in the credit roll as well. So we always give credit where credit is due. And copyright lawyers, get off my... All right. Anyway.
Bleep.
And
So-
don't forget to head down to Akbar's Snack Bar and get your serving of Mon Calamari, crispy, delicious
Squidio.
calamari squidios.
Yeah.
Discount code SideQuest Live 2.
TNT.
Now with less thumbtacks.
Yay!
I like the implication that the coupon code SideQuest Live 2 is worth 2% off.
Yeah, yeah, that's it.
Yeah, we're worth 2%. We're All right, thanks everybody. We'll see you next week, and maybe before that, if I get around to playing some video games. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other, guys, and it's great to see everybody. And hang in there, and we'll get through it all.
We're almost out of this. We're almost out.
Yeah, be safe, and for God's sake, just hang in there, because if we drop the ball now, none of it's worth it. That's the way I think.
I know, it was supposed to be a one-shot. Now look at us.
Yeah,
Gotcha.
yeah. This is, even the title was single shots and short bursts. I don't know. We're getting into long burst. All right.
We
We'll
got
see
that
you next
sunk
week.
cost fallacy now. Like,
We're gonna have to reload ammunition.
Yeah.
Anyway, thanks very much, everybody. We'll see you later.
good night.
You've been listening to SideQuest Live. Thanks so much for tuning in. We try to